And what is your beef? Why do you have such a problem with me?
Can we get the real Andy? I would prefer the real Andy.
Oh, let's get the real Max. I'll take off my mask when you take off your mask, brother.
Because who's your new favorite YouTuber, Ian, that wanted to be on the show with us?
The Madman. The Madman.
Mad Movie Man.
Let's bring on Max Movies because he scares the living shit out of me. Hold on.
Oh, wow.
Mad Max says, I think you should apologize. Right? I'm sitting here in a goddamn torn down pool house.
I don't even know who
the
you
pool house
are.
is torn apart, okay? It's torn apart because I'm remodeling on my $70 webcam, okay? I'm no better than you.
Movie Madness Entertainment, welcome.
Hello. We have just hijacked Movies Madness and Entertainment. So yes, we are here to celebrate D-All, our friend and comrade in the community. Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm doing great. How's everybody doing? Glad to be here.
Doing awesome. Yeah, I have been making my rounds doing streams and stuff recently, so I wanted to hop on, especially to celebrate you. So yeah, I want to
appreciate it.
Of course, yeah. I want to go around the horn. We got Blue Jay joining us. Hello. And
Hi.
hello. And William from the Sci-Fi Center. What's up?
What's going on? How are you guys doing?
Doing great. Yeah. Oh, oops. Showing my branding. Let me go ahead and.
Yeah, she definitely took over.
Wow, man.
I did take over. Yeah, no.
If you're wondering about the mask, we need a mask man in this thing. So we're now. So Max is technically here in spirit. So.
Of course, yeah. Max got to fall asleep on my appreciation stream.
Hey,
great.
That was your first indicator right there whether you that's deserved one.
I mean, he's been pretty consistent the past few weeks. I was like, he got something. He was able to, figure out how to get up on time now. So no,
he's like, well, the alarm went off, and he said, "What's this? Who's this? Oh, okay."
It's like, wait, who is this Dow dude? Oh shit, DL.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to give everyone a few seconds to pile in. I know folks are probably just now seeing that the stream is live. So I just got the music up as well, because sometimes having the just piercing silence during the stream is kind of distracting. So having some ambient piano music in the back is cool.
It's like a ghost town up in here.
Yeah, and I just changed it to have the comments pop up and then our images move out of the way. So yes, what's up, Keely? And we got Tony Geek Getaway. I appreciate you, DL. Thanks so much for coming through to show some support. Yeah, so DL, I guess I can start as far as I got to meet you on the Poindexter Lounge, going on maybe a couple years ago or so, and if I'm not mistaken, that was your first sort of platform to go and talk on panels, or was that one of many?
Actually, yeah, that was the first I guess you'd call it major YouTube channel I actually hopped on. I remember, I think it was he had a open call-in, I guess, and I decided to chime in, and yeah, here I am. Though I've been doing, huh? Yeah, you were on that show. Yes, you were. Yes. Though I've been doing YouTube for about 5 years now, but that's the first time I actually started to get into a community with other YouTubers like that.
Totally. And how did you come into the Poindexter Lounge fam? Just for our reference, how did you find the community?
Let me think. It probably did have something to do with the whole I'm sorry we got to bring this up because I guess this has become a toxic word to say when
a contentious topic.
A contentious topic. But yes, when the Snyderverse was still really popular and people were still wanted before the Snyder Cut came out, when people were what's the word? They were trying to rally for it to be released and stuff like that. Because after the 2017 version of Justice League, I was very upset as for a lot of people, and it was hard for me to find a group of people that shared similar interests as far as the Snyder stuff, because a lot of people don't like Snyder's movies. So I felt even with my friend group, there's not really a lot of people that love Snyder's DC as much as I do or appreciate it as much as I do. And so I was just scrambling on YouTube to see if there's anybody who doesn't hate Snyder, who doesn't hate the DC films right now. And then I came across Poindexter Lounge on my feed, and I was like, oh, let me see who this person is. And I was like hooked to Enosh's stuff, like, because he was all about the geek and nerdy stuff. He was all about DC. He loves Superman just like me. So I listened to him ever since. And then when I saw that he did open call-ins and stuff like that, I was like, oh, you know what? That could be my chance to talk to this man, because I wanted to talk to this guy for a long time. And then that's how I got to eventually get found Mad Max too, because they used to have like connections and stuff like that, and they would do streams too. And that's how I came across Movie Madness Entertainment. So that whole preamble, that's how I came to be.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I know that some of our journey into the community kind of overlapped. I think you found the community a little bit earlier than I did, and then I got to know you from the Poindexter Lounge, obviously. So, yeah, thank you for sharing your backstory for some of our chat. And William, I know you have to head out in a bit, but yeah, do you have any fun anecdotes about your interactions with DL and some thoughts you wanted to share before you head out?
No, usually he's on the screen. Usually he's one of the only ones on most of these panels that's actually making any sense if you look at it. And he loses his mind. It's hilarious because he'll be outnumbered like 8-1, and it's seven barrels of nonsense pointed at him, and I'll be go in there. And sometimes I wasn't planning on getting on a stream, and I'm like, this is unfair. So I just jump in and like, oh, dude, because our internet community, most of the general public, does enjoy a lot of the stuff that we fight over, but when we're in this confined community, it gets a little bit more contentious. Like Snyder stuff is not toxic. There are toxic people who carry themselves and conduct themselves in a manner that is toxic. The topic itself is not toxic. The topic brought us together. So every time somebody tries to tell you that this is this and these people are that, remember the people you've met, since we all were looking for answers when the studio wasn't giving anybody any, including myself, who promoted the Justice League version and have giant posters to this day without Superman on them, trying to figure out why that was happening. We weren't getting answers from anybody. So we went to YouTube and found people that did. And through that, we've done a whole bunch of other things too. But I think that we're all living proof to the fact that it's not the topic, it's you. If you're an idiot, then it's going to become a toxic subject. Either way, if you're a complete dumbass who doesn't know how to conduct themselves on YouTube, then anything you talk about is going to become toxic. And if you find yourself on a panel or in a chat room with people like that, then it's up to you to remove yourself and find a community that does it a little bit better. And I would like to think that the one we partake in to a point has done it a little bit better than that, and that's why we're able to have conversations. But yeah, we've seen other platforms. It gets crazy, but DL loses his mind. Sometimes it's funny, but most of the times when he loses his mind is because someone is on one of these panels has said some absolute complete nuclear nonsense, and it's like you can only hold your skull together so long before you just do it. So, but that he's usually the foil to what's usually a conversation that's going the other direction. Like some of the stuff that people try to defend, it's hilarious. I'm like, you guys literally talked yourself into defending some nonsense, and now there's one guy on there literally about to tear his eyeballs out. It's not going for it. So that's what you bring to the conversation. I think it's hilarious.
I think you hit the nail on the head as far as DL and yourself, William, the decorum and the etiquette that y'all maintain in these very heated discussions. It's admirable, and especially for like DL, like I've gotten the most experience with like either on panels or interacting with you in the chat. You have like a really good presence on camera that, there are moments where, you have to hold it together because someone you not viciously, but vehemently like disagree with. You're like, let me just, calm down, let them get their little points across so I can just, come in. And yeah, that's what I respect too, is just like folks who, like, yeah, even if you don't agree with someone, at least like, present yourself in a way that your points can still be heard and not be deflected from everyone else. And it's just like a challenge to be heard and not just, wait for your turn to talk. So
and no blocking people. No blocking people because you had a spat on YouTube and all that. I mean, the same conversations you would have if you're sitting across a coffee table or a bar from somebody and you're not drunk are the same type of conversations you should be having in this platform. And I think some of these platforms, total agreement has become a prerequisite to be a part of whatever they're doing, and that's just never going to happen in any walk of life. The only reason it's easier on YouTube is, like I said, because you can block somebody. Back when we were kids, when you had a disagreement, you were living in the same space, existing in the same space, you had no choice but to find a way to get around it. You couldn't unfriend somebody, you couldn't block somebody, you didn't mute them. I mean, so yeah, that's an unfortunate thing. But like I said, DL, it's hilarious because usually, like I said, you're on there and it's 8-1 or 7-1, and it's like you're in Bizarro world, and I'm watching your responses to it, and it's hilarious. It's like, oh my god, this poor guy.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's like it is very difficult to to defend some of my stances, I guess, when there is so many people that disagree with me, but that's okay. I'm okay with
trying to wear you down too. It's funny because they're trying to wear you down. They're taking turns at you. Like, here, let me get a couple punches in. All right, now what? No, it's like
you're both are really resilient, and that's what I appreciate about both of y'all, actually. But yeah, DL, again, like, this is something that it's well overdue as far as us, giving you your flowers and shouting you out, because you work really hard to support us on the panel and then support everyone else on their shows. So yeah, we need to, like, I make a point to, show up and show out for your content, and I feel like other people need to be cognizant of your goals and aspirations for your own platform, and not just, expect you to support theirs. So that's what I'm here for, is as much as we support one another here on this little hub of movies, madness, and entertainment, and maybe on the Poindexter Lounge back in the day, there are other folks here too who want to who want to share their thoughts and opinions on their own platform. So your commitment to that is, again, very admirable, and I think in a lot of ways it is encouraging me to try and find other things to cover on my channel to diversify my content. And I'm stoked that you, William, are making more content consistently as well, and making your voice heard in the community too. So you're both contributors that I want to see more from it, for sure.
I'm definitely feeling. I'm watching the Geek Getaway. I don't know if you're being serious, dude.
Oh, I have to be on comment duty. Okay, DL always pushes back and stands your ground always. And what's up, Axel? Yes, DL definitely holds his ground well. And Brucifer, hey, Raya and Blue Jay, what's up? Max says, I'm coming.
You're late. You are late to my own party, man.
I took over Movies Madness.
20 minutes late. What a record.
He would be late to his own appreciation stream. I think he was, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. But yeah, William, I wanted to check in. I know you're headed off, but was there anything else that you wanted to close out with before?
Nah. I will see you guys all tonight about 9:30. We're going to do our overnighter. If you guys are all welcome to come watch that if you want to. It'll be on the Poindexter Lounge and on my channel, which is youtube.com /at the Sci-Fi Center /at the Sci-Fi Center. All right. Happy Appreciation Day there. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.
See you, William.
There.
All right. And Blue Jay, you are on the panel. I'm sure we're going to be joined by other folks later. But yeah, tell me some, fun memories that you have of DL and how y'all met and all that stuff.
He was very mean to me. I'm kidding. Kidding.
DL mean? Never.
No, I'm just being funny. Well, I think when I first seen him, I think I was listening to a Poindexter Lounge stream where he was reviewing Venom Let There Be Carnage, where he was
Oh, way
pissed
back
off. He was like, "Oh my god, that pisses me off. This movie sucked." And I think he was like, he got really angry at that. I think everybody else was there. I think I first heard you there, and I correct me if I'm wrong. I think you liked the movie.
I like is a strong word.
I don't remember. What? I don't remember.
Okay, so my opinion has changed on it a little bit, but for the most part, I thought it was dumb fun. I didn't think it was a good movie, but people were saying like, "Oh, this is so much worse than the first movie." And what I was really defending on there was like, did you guys really expect for this movie to be that great? It feels just as dumb as the first movie, but then Enosh and everyone else was like, yeah, but this was in the first movie, and they did the same thing in the second movie, except it's stupider. What did you expect? What did you expect?
Yeah, I thought all of them were kind of equally that's on par. But I think I first listened to you, and then I heard you're like, shoot, I don't. And I heard you're like, you got interesting takes,
I had some crazy hot takes. I'll admit it.
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck is this motherfucker? It's like all that stuff.
Yeah, I like the Rise of Skywalker, by the way. But go ahead.
Oh, that's cool. I mean, that's cool. It's your opinion, I just love how people just take their takes so seriously, like it's like the worst thing in the world. Like, oh my god.
Well, I just want to put this caveat that, like, you guys see me ranting and, like, getting very aggressive and angry, but, like, I do that for entertainment purposes. I mean, some of the times like, people do like to gang up on me, so I feel like I have to, but for the most part, everyone is entitled to their own opinion about whatever movie they like or don't like. All film is objective. You don't have to like the same things I do. I encourage you guys to have different opinions because it makes more interesting conversation. And Brian, you're finally here.
What is happening? Max is on his way.
Brian's off work. Yay! Time to party.
Is Max driving home, or did he just got off work or something? Or
I don't know.
Oh, you think I'm handsome? Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, Finbar.
So what's been going on?
I'm a good 500.
Oh yeah, nothing. It's been a pretty rough week, but I'm glad it's over with. But well, yeah, just I've seen, I admit it, I was a little bit of a ninja watcher, like DL likes to describe when I watch his channel a little bit. I watch some of his reviews. They were pretty good. Pretty good, very informative. I think I first joined his stream when he did the Ant-Man review. Like me, him, and George, and then I did the second time we did Shazam. I was like, he's pretty cool to hang out and all that stuff. I like where he kind of just loses his mind. Really, like, just want to like freaking eat his headphones, like that.
Yeah, watching DL get mad's fun.
Oh yeah. Oh, trust me. If you don't mind, I have another Say Something Nice challenge for DL. So this is a DL edition.
Oh, you got some special ones for me tonight?
Yep. This is a hard one because I think from like the interactions I've been through with you, but then some of the movies that you vehemently hate. Ooh, I want you to try Say Something Nice.
Oh boy, can't wait.
Yeah, but hey, DL's a great dude. I like him a lot. I'll be doing a lot more. He's been on my streams. I've been on his streams. He's cool. Loses his mind too much, but I'm kidding.
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna run up my blood pressure with all these tangents I go on.
No, it's entertainment purposes.
For sure. As long as everyone's having fun, then
you're too young to have a heart condition, though, brother.
Oh my gosh. I don't want to see the days of seeing DL in the hospital over a movie that he rented for so long.
I told you.
It's tough. It's tough because like I always look forward to these streams where I can just like vent all of my pop culture like random knowledge that I got from online that I can't talk about with anywhere else but here. So I appreciate this outlet a lot because y'all are like, the best like group of friends to talk about these very, very niche topics with that people in the real world just do not care about. So
If there's comes a point where DL was reviewing the movie, it's like, this movie's garbage. This movie's like,
yes, he gets passionate, but like I said, that's like that pent up, like, I just read this, but no one like at my work wants to talk about it or is even interested. My family doesn't care. Like, I need to go online and rabble to someone. Like, yeah, like I get it. Like, this is where
not see
that
what
happens.
I'm seeing. Gosh darn it!
Yes, and like this audience and like this panel, like they know that frustration. They can read it and like they can respond to it in a way that you can have a discussion with them about. It's not just like, oh yeah, that sucks. Like, what else is going on? Like, no, you want to actually have a detailed discussion about it, right? And that's where you can do that here. Yeah, and get into it. But yeah, I want to check out what Brian has to say about, how he met DL and things that, he vibes with him on.
I'm trying to remember if it was. I don't think it was a Max stream. I think it was a Enosh stream. The first time I met DL, because you were hanging around the Poindexter Lounge and stuff.
Yeah, I think it was a call-in show.
Yeah. And no, it was just one of those things where you just kind of seem to have chemistry with the rest of the panel. And every time you've been on, it's been, nothing but good conversations. I mean, it did suck in the beginning because, you try to talk and then somebody would just, right over the top of you, but it happens to all of us. You just kind of like get that footing where you're just like, okay, I'm not going to get talked over this time. This is something I do care about. Boom. And next thing you know, you're talking and people are respecting what you have to say.
That's the thing. I don't like interrupting people. So it's like I try like.
Do I? But sometimes it just you just have to. Sorry, like I just. Did
DL, just tell them to shut the fuck up, okay? Shut the fuck up.
It's hard because it's like I was saying, like it's sometimes you're like just waiting for your turn to talk and no one's really listening to anyone, and I hate that. Like sometimes that gets overwhelming, and that's kind of what pulls me back and forth between like, oh, I want to have a panel about this discussion, but I don't want to play referee to everyone who disagrees with one another on it. So I'm like adverse to some of that sometimes, especially when the panel gets like into like 5+ people. So yeah, DL, do you have any thoughts around that?
I mean, yeah, I pretty much echo exactly what you said. It is like more difficult like when there's like more than 4 people on a panel and trying to get your word in, and then there would have to be times where I have to cut people off and be like, shut up! And like I don't like doing that at all. But like, it's all good fun though, because like we're all like very passionate about our like niche dirty things, so it's like I totally get that. But yeah, I'm glad it hasn't happened as much now that like I don't get interrupted as much anymore. Like I'm respected now. But
right,
even
you're part of us.
For sure. And even when I do streams and like in podcasts, when I have like a bunch of people on there, I try to make sure that everyone is heard, like give everyone a turn to say their thoughts on this topic. And whenever we get into just a general discussion, just make sure everyone is heard. I don't like everyone to feel left out, because I know how that feels. I know how it feels.
Definitely. I feel like on your channel for sure, like I guess like there's like a home field advantage. Like there's more of a like, yeah, this is my show. So like any other channel that you're on, you can do whatever you want, but here not so much.
There will be order.
Well, look who decided to show up.
Oh wow, hello.
I'll be right back.
Happy appreciation stream. Right on time. Wasn't it 10 o'clock? That was
30 minutes later.
I should kick you off my appreciation stream.
But I appreciate you this much.
I appreciate you,
DL, you're an awesome friend, man. I remember. I think I first met you on the lounge, and you also had some really, really hot takes. I was like, wow, that dude. I don't even know if I could take some of that dude's hot takes. And you're one of the OGs with Macho Madness.
Yeah. Man, I miss them too, man. They just gone off the face of the earth, man.
Yeah. But you hung in there. You have a great future ahead of you too for YouTube. You have a good content creator. I really enjoy your discussions. You do a really good job, man. We're happy to know you, and we're all the better for it.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
So how's it going, man? I see your setup behind you. I see now the pops too.
Yeah. This is a temporary setup until it gets warmer to go into the basement. But I've been switching stuff around. But yeah, I'm back at the room. I've been using this setup when doing recent live streams with my other friend Big B, doing the Transformers films and stuff like that.
Oh yeah. That's the only thing I can't appreciate. You and Blue Jay have this weird appreciation for Transformers.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
I mean, I like the movies more than DL does, but I mean, Transformers is my jam.
I mean, I love me some Transformers, but just not the Michael Bay ones.
Oh, trust me. I think I'm starting to collect the Michael Bay ones now. I got the studio series, The Fallen and stuff, and I'm like, shoot, I want to collect more.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dark of the Moon stream's gonna be on Tuesday, Transformers Tuesday. So y'all tune in for that on the
Transformers
channel.
Tuesday.
Transformers Tuesday. I dubbed Tuesday Transformers Tuesday because that's the Tuesday we talk about Transformers.
Rise of the Beast is one who cannot wait.
It's gonna go hard. I'm gonna request. Are you and DL and you Blue Jay gonna collab on that when the Beast comes out?
Rise of the Beast. I mean, I'm already planning something with Big B because we're talking about a Transformers film. But Blue Jay, if you want to come on when Rise of the Beast comes out, you're more than welcome.
Yeah,
I would love to hear that.
It's cool. I mean, you continue to do yours with him on the Michael Bay films.
Yeah.
You know, like we got what? Michael, we got Dark of the Moon, Age of Extinction. Oh, I can't wait for last night.
The last night.
I'm not looking forward to watching that again. I only saw that once. I gotta watch it again. Gosh darn it. We're not even halfway through this, but
also Bumblebee. I forgot about that too.
Bumblebee will be the light in the darkness of all these streams that we're doing. But and I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that Rise of the Beast will be good.
Oh, me too. I'm actually starting to get hyped for it. Like I've been a little checked out of the Transformers movies. I really like Bumblebee, but I'm starting to get hyped for it with the images I see. With the new beasts, they look pretty cool.
Yeah, just when it comes to because I think I don't tell you this. Revenge of the Fallen, when that came out, it was like the first movie that I actually kept updates on. Like when I went to the website on the TransformersMovie.com, they got games on there. But when they saw they got making a sequel called Revenge of the Fallen, I got excited, and they got the release date going. I was like, I've been waiting for a trailer. I was freaking 8, and I was like excited when that movie was supposed to come out. That was like the first time where I was like, man, I kept track of its release date up until up to its release. Like I've been waiting for a trailer and all that stuff, and I don't do speculation anymore. So I just stayed away from. As much as I'm excited for this new Transformers, I'm just like, I'm gonna stay away from that because I've been doing that for like all the other ones. But I'm like, no, I'm gonna rein in all that.
Yeah, I stopped speculating after the fourth movie. I'm like, oh, none of this shit is happening. So I'm like, okay, all right, Michael.
I stopped after the 5th one. I was like, let me pull that back in. I'm getting a little too giddy at this point.
A little bit. I mean, it's not Michael Bay. Stephen Caple Jr. is doing this, and he did do Creed 2, so I have more faith in him. But
crossing my fingers, man.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Rhea, for getting it started.
Yeah, no problem. I was just looking up different articles for the topics that we were covering, and I just found some visuals just to kind of guide us along on this journey. But yeah, Anthony is joining us, and hello CJH. Thank you for joining us as well.
Hello.
Yeah. So yeah, did you want to? I forget it. I sorry if I missed it while I was off screen, but did you get a chance to kind of share like an anecdote about how you met CJH how you met DL and
How did CJH meet CJH?
Sorry, yeah, there's
In
so
the
many
multiverse.
acronyms. But yeah, CJH, do you have like a short anecdote you want to share, like getting to know DL and stuff?
I met DL on MME, and I've actually he's one of the channels that I have shared on my the YouTube page where you can share a bunch of channels on.
Oh, cool.
Nice. I have him featured there too. Yeah, he's definitely someone who I've enjoyed having on my channel. Yeah, like I need to make that happen again. It was you, Chillmonger, and Yellow, and we just had a nice like vibe, all four of us talking about stuff. Yeah, I know. We need to get the band back together for sure. That was fun.
Fast 10 is coming out soon.
Oh yes, yeah. Like we got together for the Fast 9 discussion. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And yeah, so thank you for sharing that, CJH, and thank you for hyping up DL on your channel too. And Max, did you get a chance to share like a fun anecdote on how you met DL and all that?
I just remember, I'm like, man, this dude's got some. Well, I'll be honest. I said like some cringe hot takes, man. He from Marvel is like, whoa, man, he is really going hard, but he gives a lot of reasons though. He doesn't. He keeps his cool when he gives the hot takes. And he gives a lot of facts, you know. So I'm like, okay, I could deal with this guy. He gives a lot of info on the reason he's critiquing. I think mainly you had a lot of criticisms towards the MCU back in the day when I first met you, and I invited him to be on the channel too, be on my channel too. I kind of tried to steal him from the lounge because I was like, man, I need his hot takes on MME with this group that I've get together for Macho Madness, and he kept it going the longest, and I really appreciate that, DL. He really appreciate that, and he still is on part of the team. He does his own thing. He does a lot of great reviews, really lengthy, very organized. When we did that, when I came on, I need to go on his channel more. That's the only thing I need to take from this. We all should go, you know, I should go on his channel more because he's very organized, very good review, does a great job, and I had so much fun. And I felt smarter also after we did we do Avatar together?
We did Black Adam and Avatar together.
Black Adam and Avatar. I'm like, wow, I did a really good job. But it's this guy. It's this guy. He's like so organized. Like he helped me get all my thoughts up because he's like real detailed. So good job, man. You have a great. You're going to be doing good on YouTube. And yeah, I need to hop over to DL's channel every once in a while for some great reviews too. I really, and it's not always current stuff too, which I appreciate. Some people do that, but you really curate a lot of content based on some older love of some properties too, and I appreciate that because that doesn't always happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I've been loving the extensive detail that you go into on a lot of like your more recent content. You put a lot of time and care into how you present it and how you structure it, and I'm a big fan of that. I love putting care into presenting stuff and, you know, structuring stuff as well on stream. So yeah, again, like that's just, you know, a testament to your commitment to your platform and your content. So big ups for you for that, and we appreciate you for that too. What's up, Anthony?
Hi, everybody. Hello. Hey, what's up, dear?
What's up, man?
Happy Saturday. Thank you for joining us. I think we're going around the horn and asking folks, like, you know, just to share a short anecdote, how you met DL, and, you know, any, like, you know, interesting things that you find about, you know, his content and, you know, how he engages with us in the community. Do you have anything, you know, you want to share?
I love Dia's hot takes on every franchise. I think I find it funny, and it's fun, and his reviews are well thought out every time he does it. And I like the Dungeons and Dragons one you did and the John Wick one. I think those are great. And I think I met DL That was either Enosh channel or Max channel. I don't remember. And it was great when I met him. It was he's a fun to be around with.
Yeah, it's folks like Anthony, Brian, Max, DL, and I've gotten to hang out a little bit more with CJH and Blue Jay in the last like year or so from being more involved on Max's MME show. So yeah, I'm just like super grateful that this community has brought us all together, and you know, we're all chill, we can vibe and, you know, talk about geek stuff with one another. And it's fun, even though it does get heated, it's fun at the end of the day. That's why we all come back here. So yeah, I'm just grateful for that space that we have here.
Sure.
Let's see.
One thing I can add too, now that I'm thinking, something that DL does great is he could have a differing opinion and has a way to make it where it doesn't feel personal. He just because sometimes nerd wars go back and forth on a different opinion, but he handles everything so great. Like you don't get mad at him. Like, you know, like, oh, that's just DL. He's got his hot takes. And he also, if you have a different, you are? Okay.
I'm so sorry. What can I do to mend your broken heart?
Okay.
But the way he handles disagreements on nerd culture is great. You never. That's a rarity nowadays, especially nowadays. You handle good. Yeah,
that's the thing. Because like when I watch certain YouTubers or other critics, you know, talk about movies, they always tend to put their own personal like beliefs and like personal agendas when it comes to movies, instead of just actually just talking about how the movie made them feel. You know, like giving actual constructive criticism about it. And like that's just what frustrates me the most, especially with certain YouTubers that live in New York, but I'm not going to say this person. But yeah, just like I don't like talking about other YouTubers. I don't like to get into, you know, rumors and scoops, like not trying to throw shade at you, Max, but just like it's
that's all right.
You do what you do, but it's just like, you know, because it's like I just like to judge a movie for what it is. I like to be surprised. That's one of the reasons why I don't like to cover, like, you know, rumors and, you know, scoops and stuff like that, because it may not end up being what actually ends up happening in the film. I like to be authentic with my opinions, you know. So whenever I do, give my reviews on a movie or a show, whether it's a hot take or something that a lot of people agree with, I try not to make it personal, you know, because like that's not fair to the movie or whatever. Like, of course I got to give how I personally feel about it, but like I also got to be objective and be like, how was the filmmaking, how was the acting, how was the writing, how does it measure to other stuff like that? Because I did actually go to college to learn about how film is made also, and that's something I don't even like to throw at people's faces either, you know, because I just like movies just like everyone else, so I don't like to think I'm better than anyone else when I'm talking about movies. Like I don't even like calling myself a critic, to be honest. Technically I am a critic, but I don't like to be put in that category of being a snob or thinking that I know better than everyone else, because I really don't, you know.
Yeah, Dio was like, I went to college.
No, I doubt it. He only ever brings it up like if someone asks him or he's prompted to bring it up, I think. Because I remember he did mention it after I asked him about it, because I was just like, yeah, you're very perceptive in the way that you, like, you know, discuss and, you know, dissect film and talk about like film theory and like the wider, you know, production pipeline outside of like the speculation and like talent drama. Like you're more like, you know, into talking about the finished product, which I really do appreciate. In fact, like before we get into the topics you wanted to cover, I did pull up some visuals and articles. I wanted to know, like, what got you into like the movie talk space? Like, were there influencers or YouTubers that, you know, pivoted you into wanting to find a community like this? What got you here, basically?
Ooh, so ever since I was a wee little boy, I loved movies. I loved movies. They've always been an escape for me. And like whenever I'm like watching TV and stuff like that, I started to get into more of that type of like that culture with comic book movies and like animated films, Disney and stuff like that. I've always loved that type of stuff. And like when I got older, I started to get more interested in how a film was made, as far as like the actors, how it's shot, and special effects and stuff like that. I started to get personally interested in that, and then it got to a point like where I was like mature enough to like watch a movie and actually like be aware of how a movie is made when I'm watching it. I start to get my own like opinions and stuff like that, like get into the nitty gritty of stuff that people don't want to talk about. Like I said, like I have certain friends that don't like get deep into the details of movies like I would want to do. And I would find myself like when I'm talking to somebody, I would get more into detail about movies than I probably should. And then I slowly started to like on my social medias, like on Instagram or on my Facebook, I would like put like mini reviews of like what I felt about a movie, because I felt like I just needed to get my thoughts out there, you know. And then it just got to a point where it's like I started watching YouTubers and stuff like that doing reviews and stuff like that. Some of my biggest influences were Chris Stuckman, Jeremy Johns. There was a time where I was a fan of Grace Randolph, you know, because she was one of the bigger critics I used to watch. Yeah, I used to be a big fan of Grace Randolph. Back when she was like interviewing people.
Oh yeah, me too.
Theaters. Like that's where I thought I liked her stuff there. But ever since she started to become a full-on critic, I started to become less and less a fan of hers. And she got some hot takes too. Like I'm the king of hot takes, so you'd think I would, you know. But like there's other stuff. I'm not gonna get into her. But like she was one of my influences. AMC Movie Talk, Double Toasted, like
Double Toasted, yeah.
Yeah, I love that too. So it's like I've seen like so many of the critics where it's like I felt like, you know what, I could do this too. You know what? Because I feel so passionate about movies. Maybe I should like start my own channel. Because another thing is, with my movie opinions, you guys have already talked about it. I tend to have opinions about movies that not a lot of people agree with me on. So that's one of the things when I talk to my friends and family about the stuff that I like that they don't like, or the stuff that they like that I don't like. So I noticed that I started to get more hot takes about movies. So I'm thinking, you know what? I'm going to start a channel and I'm going to put my thoughts out there and I'm going to explain why I think this way. And even if they don't agree with it, I at least want them to see why I think the way I do. So that's pretty much how I started there.
Nice. Well, I can't wait to see say your nice things about movies that you don't like. So
yeah, I can't
I mean,
wait.
Dio do love Justice League, so you know.
What?
What?
No, you can't even find anything on my channel where I said those exact words. I know.
Please, Anthony, find it for me because I'm gonna.
You got evidence?
No, I'm joking.
No, literally, you can find the podcast where I did a review on Justice League 2017. Like I think it was like 2018 or whatever, and it was a full on rant. I remember it.
Yeah.
Like no, but I do like the Rise of Skywalker still.
Hey, everybody doesn't like that movie, but you could respect it.
I want to try to like it again for like the 5th time. I want to try to watch it because of the news.
Are you gonna watch it before the Rey movie come out?
Yeah, I want to try to like it again because she's back. She's back, right? I want to give it another shot. I still like the character. You know.
Yeah, it's like, and I say this many times before, and Star Wars fans want to like turn their nose to it, but like these are the same people. When the prequels came out, they were trashing it so hard they thought it was irredeemable. They thought the characters were trash, and then look what happened. Dave Filoni came out with the Clone Wars and Rebels, and now people automatically appreciate the prequels. You know, if there's people out there that love the prequels from the beginning, then more power to you. But I know there's a good amount of people that were hating them, and then the Clone Wars and stuff came out, and now they love it again. So it's like, if they could do that for the prequels, they could do that for the sequel trilogy characters as well.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I'm not wrong for that.
I'm not, you know, I've always liked Clone Wars, but I'm more of a Rebels guy, to be honest with you. But I like Clone Wars a lot. And I'm hoping I want a Clone Wars style show within. Well, I know we got that with Resistance, but Resistance was just kind of whatever. But I want like Clone Wars quality in the sequel trilogy era.
Right.
I would totally watch that.
Or one of my biggest takes of Boba Fett, where I thought Boba Fett sucked in the original trilogy, and then he actually became a really interesting character when he was reintroduced in Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett. Even though Book of Boba Fett wasn't that great, he still was a much better character than he was in the original trilogy.
That's what I agree with. That's the one hot take I agree with you. Like the OG trilogy, he like falls into a pit and he's just standing around.
He didn't have nothing. Like he wasn't he wasn't there that much. Yeah.
Well, people like Boba Fett because he looks cool. He doesn't have a
He
personality. He does look cool, but like, I mean, he just doesn't have anything. No, did he say anything in the original trilogy? I don't remember.
He said he had 2 lines.
2 lines? Okay, that. Well, whatever.
Yeah. So like under better writing and a better story, Rey can become a better character. I wholeheartedly believe
100%.
that.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. People are just digging too deeply into this. I'm like, just wait till the movie comes out. I'll watch it.
I'm actually looking for articles for all these things. We jumped from prequels to Ahsoka to Rey, but yeah, I'm gonna pull up the Rey article really quick since we're on the topic of Star Wars.
For
We'll
sure.
go ahead and do that. Okay, and let me see. I'll go ahead and present.
Strange Marvel, while she's pulling that up, Captain America: The First Avenger. Like, I do like that film. I don't know if I love it as much as you do, but I do think it's underappreciated because it did impact the Avengers film, that first Avengers movie very much. It was very pivotal to that as much as the other movies. So I definitely.
Will you call it underrated?
I mean, yeah, I definitely think it's underrated because not a lot of people talk about it. They either talk about Winter Soldier or Civil War, but like the first Avenger really did a good job to lay the foundation.
I haven't seen that movie in a long time. The first Avenger, I haven't seen a movie in a long time. So like most of the Phase 1 movies, besides Iron Man, but.
Oh, he's talking about the first Avengers movie. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought because he said the
you're
first
talking about
Avengers.
Avengers 1.
Avengers 1.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, to this day, actually, I'm with Strange Marvel on this one. The first Avengers movie is still my favorite Avengers film. It still is.
It's second on my list.
I think it did such a good job.
I think Age of Ultron's better.
That's a debatable movie. That movie's debatable.
Well, you know, I think let's see, Avengers. Well, I'll put number 1. Number 2 would be Endgame. Well, no, either Endgame or Infinity War. They're all good, but Age of Ultron was bottom for me. It's not bad. It's just I watched it one time. I just never watched it again. I don't know. I want to
only
watch
watched
it
the
again.
movie 2 times. Yeah.
I know people about to say, what about Infinity War? What about Endgame? Well, if you want to hear my hot takes about those, maybe for another day.
Nah, I mean, for me,
wait. You don't like Infinity War and Endgame?
Okay, so it's not that I don't like Infinity War and Endgame. They are very entertaining films. There are some really good moments in those movies, but I thought both of the stories in those movies are all over the place. At least for me.
I can see what that, you know.
And now, like, analyzing Thanos' motivation and plan, I think he's one of the biggest idiots in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But we don't got to go into a tangent about that. We can do that another time. But just like Thanos is an idiot, and then what if even exemplified that even more with the Star-Lord T'Challa episode? Like, yes, he's an idiot. Why did he not think about this the whole time? But anyway, we don't want to go through that. Go ahead, Rhea.
No, it's all good. I think one of your strengths is, being part of an ensemble that, drives that desire to, speak your mind. Like sometimes, like when we're in like our own little like solo shows, like it's great. We can actually, hear ourselves think and, actually get our points across without being interrupted. But I think what I really like about these panels is because we're all like, catalysts to kind of like get the conversation rolling and keep it going. And that's why, these 2-3 hour shows like, happen, like, because like there's so much to talk about. But yeah, on that note, I will go ahead and show the Return of a Jedi, Daisy Ridley to reprise role as Rey for a new Star Wars movie. Sorry if you already covered this, DL, but what's your take on, the sequel trilogy, Rey as a character, and her potentially, or not even potentially, like confirmed to get her own movie or a follow-up movie?
Okay, so I also, since this is part of this topic too, I do want to bring up the other two movies that they confirmed that Dave Filoni is going to do a Mandalorian verse film, and then this unknown female director is going to do the Rey return, and then shoot, what's his name?
James Mangold.
Yes,
The
James
one with the
Mangold is
Jedi.
doing the one with the first Jedi, the film with the first Jedi. So I'm excited for all three of these projects. I think it's really cool. Now, that's the caveat. If they don't lose these directors again, because we've seen with Lucasfilm, they keep bringing directors in and then they leave because of creative differences or scheduling conflicts. So I want to get more excited about it, but like part of me is like getting ready for a couple months later that what, they had a falling out, it didn't really fall
Well,
together.
yeah, I do get that because I don't think I know this, I may be a little bit more optimistic. I think James Mangold and Dave Filoni are most likely to stay because Dave Filoni is a Star Wars dude. He did Rebels, he did Clone Wars, he did episodes of Mandalorian. I think he's most likely to stay. And then James Mangold, I mean, he's got Indy 5 coming out, which kind of makes sense. He did a Lucasfilm project, but I don't know who this female director was. It Charmine? I don't know what to pronounce her. I was just saying her first name, Charmine. Like she did like 2 episodes of Miss Marvel, and then she did like I think yeah. All she did was she directed like 3 animated foreign films in Pakistania. But
Okay.
which is it's just an interesting filmography. But she's mostly known for she's a journalist also.
Okay.
And then it's kind of a big jump to do something like Star Wars. I mean, I know she did episodes of Miss Marvel, but that's a kind of a big jump. You know what I mean?
Yes, especially because she's never really done like a big budget film with a big franchise like this. So hopefully it doesn't end up being in the same situation that Chloe Zhao did with Eternals. But I'm really excited for all 3 of these, and I'll be very upset if any of these are canceled. And I know people are about to say, "Why are they bringing Rey back? It didn't work in the sequel trilogy."
Well, I thought they
Nobody
erased the
cares."
sequels. I thought they erased the sequels.
No, the sequels are here to stay. You got to deal with it. You got to deal with it.
Yeah,
Hey, DL, if you ever want to do a review of Rise of Skywalker, I'll watch it again because I want to get your enthusiasm because you like this movie. If you ever want to collab on that in the future, I'd love to come on and hear all the stuff, the reasons you like it and everything.
Okay, if you guys want me to talk about Rise of Skywalker, I'll be more than happy to come on and give.
Because I want to watch. I want to give it another shot. You know how I've said sometimes I don't like movies. I keep trying to like movies, and sometimes it clicks. I want to give it another shot.
I think I like how DL kind of framed, like I'm very much in the camp of the sequels are canon, it's like none of it is fan fiction. Like I don't like that this sentiment from a lot of folks online, whether or not they're the vocal minority or not, I'm not sure, but in general, the sequel trilogy seems to be, financially sound, at least to an extent, but critically, maybe not so much. And maybe that's why it took so long for this new sequel or this new follow-up to the sequel trilogy to happen. But I'm glad it is. It's a little disheartening that, of course, fan favorite John Boyega, it's still kind of it's semi-confirmed, I guess. Like he's sort of like made a comment saying like, yeah, I'm satisfied with, Finn's arc and where it landed. I think JJ did a great job. I'm kind of paraphrasing his quote, but yeah, DL, I'd love to know your take on John Boyega's stance in Star Wars, and if you would like to see him again. Do you feel like there's more story to tell?
Oh, there's definitely more story to tell with Finn. Yeah, I thought Finn was great, specifically in The Force Awakens. I think as the movies went, I even thought he was solid in The Rise of Skywalker, even though I was disappointed they didn't do more with his development, with him being Force sensitive and stuff like that. They definitely could have been more into that. Yeah, a lot of people wanted to see him as a Jedi, and I would have been interested in that too, but that wasn't a make or break for me with him. But I definitely would want to see him in more. With him saying that he was satisfied with where his journey went, I almost feel like that's damage control with him. I feel like it's him not fully able to say what he actually thought about his character, because I don't feel like there's no way he could be fully satisfied because of all the stuff that they had to change at the last minute between Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker. But if that's truly how he feels, then that's fine. I still enjoy Finn, but just I don't know. It's just a weird situation.
I agree.
Yeah, to your point, I kind of feel that he wants to stay in good terms with, the franchise that put his name on the map, and I love that he's making strides as a character actor. I enjoyed his performance in The Woman King, and I think he did a great job as he did this John Q style character recently in this a smaller film where he was he played a somewhat unstable person holding hostage a lot of people. I think it was a bank or something, and he's like, I need this money, and then you sort of build empathy for this person. They're not just unhinged, they actually have motives that regular people could identify with. So yeah, I really liked how he's kind of branching out and playing different characters and trying to become known for more than just playing this character that had a mixed reception in the Star Wars sequels. So
The Break-In? That's what the movie's called? The Break-In.
Yes, that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he could
My thoughts on this is that I hope John's come back. I think you would need to see more stories with Finn and Bray. Especially Finn, I think he deserves it.
If they bring him back for the new Star Wars,
they're probably going to offer him a ton of money. They're probably going to offer him a ton of money to come back.
That'd be great if they could bring him back for Rey's movie. But but yeah,
Sorry,
go ahead.
Oh, do you think he could play Kane?
They're not going to recast him, bro.
Okay.
No, bro, that's a whole different situation.
No.
That's a whole. That's a whole
Jonathan
different.
Majors isn't getting recast, dude.
That's a whole other can of worms, and man, but yeah, I'm always about because the thing with the Star Wars fandom is I don't want them to run away from their mistakes or their errors. For people saying that the sequel trilogy is not canon, if you guys generally don't like the sequel trilogy, that's completely fine. But just for you to pretend like they're not canon, that's that you can't really do that because they're not going to ignore it. And it's you can always learn from your mistakes. Take what didn't work and make it better. You could do that for any of this stuff. It's not always doom and gloom. I hate that we're in this culture now that if it sucks, it's automatically irredeemable. I mean, Max, you do kind of do that a little bit. You
That's
do.
why I said it. Dude, I seen that on Twitter when people particularly the animation side of Twitter, where people oh yeah, Wreck-It Ralph was great. They got a sequel? Yeah, it's called Ralph Breaks the Internet. Yeah, sure, you don't like it. I like the movie fine. Everybody thinks it's the worst movie in the whole wide. I was like, dude, you have not seen any of the worst movies than freaking Ralph Breaks the Internet. Come on now.
Well, I mean, it's not canon because George Lucas did not work on it.
Oh.
All right,
please say psych.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is a great discussion. I like it because we don't really get to talk about the sequels in a positive light or in a optimistic light, okay, yeah, they could plot holes or things that we were hypercritical of in the sequel trilogy, I think future content could make strides to improve it. So I'm someone who's like, okay, yeah, maybe this product wasn't, the strongest, but I don't have to throw out the baby with the bathwater, so to speak. There's still valuable content here that, can carry over to future content and become stronger in the canon. So yes, totally resonating with that. And yeah, we're gonna segue into the next topic. Let's see. Oh, Blue Jay, did you want to share your screen?
Oh no, I just want to.
That's for later. We'll say that for later.
Yeah,
We'll save that later.
Yeah, you're awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a little tease,
Right there.
Yes, we'll definitely do some of that later. Okay, and we'll jump into the Super Mario Bros. Movie because it's doing fantastic. It's over a third into $1 billion, so more than a quarter actually. Yeah, it's a strong contender for the beloved 1 billion movie mark. Yeah, DL, you said you saw this recently. What's some of your thoughts?
Man, I had such a fun time watching this. I really did. My expectations were low because, for one thing, I'm not a fan of Illumination, like, at all. I haven't liked any of their movies except for the Sing films. I thought were cute, and Secret Life of Pets 2 was fine. Everything else I don't really care for at all. And the animation just drives me wild. The oversaturation, sunlight, saturation of colors, and them forcing in pop songs when they don't need to, using the same type of slapstick. The Minions. The freaking Minions. I cannot stand them. But anyway, and what they did to Dr. Seuss, unforgivable.
I like the Lorax.
I'm glad you
do. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy for you, but yeah, I have so many issues.
How
not
bad can I be?
It's got meme value, that's for sure. Like, there's a lot of good memes in there. Yeah. But
I'm a bit of a Grinch myself.
What's up, Justin? Welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Can you hear me all right?
Yes,
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us for DL's appreciation stream.
Dude, absolutely.
Yeah, totally. Thank you. And yeah, do you have like a fun anecdote how you met DL? What do you like best about his content and him just like as a contributor and part of the community?
I love it when he protests every single time I have a legitimate movie review that I tweet out, and he is just he's not okay with it. He just protests it and he contests it. And I think it's hilarious. That's basically how we met. It was him being like, "No, don't give this troll attention. No." And I just found it so funny because it made everyone else want to just do it more. And it's great. Deal has a great sense of humor. He knows so much more about, like DC than I do. And it's just great to have a conversation with him. You're DL, you're really friendly, and one of the things I like best about you is that you can take a joke and not take it too seriously.
Yeah, you gotta laugh at yourself sometimes, you know.
Yeah, he was just talking about like some critics in the space make their criticisms more personal and make it more about the wider, conversation about the production woes and financial instability of the film being profitable, as opposed to just judging the final product outside of those factors. Like, if a movie's profitable, that's important, and the studio system it was produced in, that's important as well. But what about the final product? Like, is it a successful story? Are the characters interesting? Things like that. Does it the cinematography, or what does it succeed at? What does it fail at? As far as like a final as a finished film or TV show. So yes, definitely something that I value a lot in DL's as DL as a critic for sure, and contributor in the movie talk space.
Ugh, I still don't like that word, critic.
I guess I could say contributor in the space.
Yeah,
I mean, I am a
just-
critic.
I
I am
mean-
a critic. I know I am, but just like as I said earlier, I just don't like to be put in that bubble of critic being like snobby and thinking that I'm better than everyone else when it comes to opinions on
Oh.
movies.
I'm
I
like
don't
a
like
blue
being-
collar critic, dude. Don't worry about it. You're good.
It's
No,
okay to
no,
have
man, there's
standards
nothing-
and talk about them.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if it's like if it does come across as snobby, that's fine. Like you didn't like a movie or you loved the movie and it seems like you loved it so much you're like a chill or something. It goes both ways. Like, but at the end of the day, like when you watch a movie, when you make a video or when you write about it or whatever it is, you are speaking from your personal experience because I'm going to the theater and seeing a movie that is personal like that. And that's what it should be. Like, there's no one objective way to review a movie. I mean, what you find to be absolute trash is treasure to somebody else for whatever reason. We don't know why, but it just is the case. So there's nothing wrong with being a critic. It's not a dirty word like people say it is. It's just, some people who write snobby Rolling Stone articles or whatever it is, or they tend to get more spotlight because of that attitude. And unfortunately, that's the case for, YouTube as well. Like, the more outlandish you are, the more attention you'll get. So I guess it's just like the fact that you add personality to your reviews just makes it more digestible. So there's nothing wrong with that. It's not, being a critic is not bad.
It's like, and I could have easily made my channel just a hit piece for like the woke stuff, and I easily could just be angry about everything, say I hate everything, do like hits on other YouTube channels. I easily could do that, but no, I actually like my authenticity. I like to be real about things. I don't like to just hate on stuff for the sake of hating stuff. I don't do it for the money. I don't do it for the clicks. I do it because I generally enjoy movies and I like talking about film with other people. So.
Oh my god, imagine DL going, "What's up, geeks and gamers? Is DL coming to you with another video, and today we're gonna be talking about Transformers, how Michael Bay sucks."
We
See,
can
even-
do that
even
if you'd like. We can tear apart those movies all day.
No.
Oh, I already am with my streams.
That'd be fun. That sounds fun. Like,
Allie,
believe it or not,
appreciate you
like,
too.
Hey, Callie.
I mean, I know people think that I hate everything. I just love picking things apart. It's fun, but I don't want it to like ruin other people's enjoyment. I'm just like, yeah, there are issues, there are flaws, like that I see that are glaring. I don't know.
Very true.
But it's all good fun. We're all here to have fun, have a conversation, have a good time. And DL, you're a
Yep.
prime example of that, brother.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, sir. Oh, should I get back to Mario?
How was
Oh,
that movie?
yes.
Okay, yeah. So, as I said, my expectations were very low to the ground because I'm not a fan of Illumination, and I'm not. Like, I've only liked 3 movies they made, and by like I mean they were cute, but not like great. But I understood why Nintendo chose them because they already have a deal with Universal. They have a park, there and stuff like that. So I guess they want to keep it in their family, which is fine. And then as far as the voice casting, I was trashing it when we first announced it, just like everyone else. I trashed it. Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. Are you kidding me? Chris Pratt as Mario. And okay, so there's the one thing I don't agree with people on is that why didn't you get somebody to do the Italian voice? Why didn't you do that? Do you want to sit there for an hour and a half with Mario talking like this? Yo, it's a me. I'm Mario. Hello. How you doing? No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. You're only saying that because you've never done it before. You've never actually had to sit down and listen to him talk for an hour.
You know Mario? Oh.
Have you? Have you
Have you
listened
met
to
somebody
him
that's
for an
annoying
hour?
I
and knows
only
how to
listen
do it?
I only listen to him in fragments in the video games, and even then, I'm like, I am so glad he's not fully talking. I'm so glad. But so I'm glad he was doing the Brooklyn accent. I didn't care about that.
Okay.
Well, anyway, getting to the point. Jack Black though, perfect. I couldn't wait to see what he does as Bowser. But overall, this was a fun time. I really enjoyed this. I'm not like a hardcore Mario fan. I have played some of the games, but I don't know everything about the lore. I just have a general understanding. But man, I'm debating if I think this is like one of the best video game movies they put out, because like I love the Sonic movies too. So it's like I'm debating if I like it more than that. They're like neck and neck right now for me. Is there a lot of plot? Is there a lot of story? No, there's not. But I don't expect that for a Mario movie. There's barely any plot in the video games. You know, I'm just there to have fun. I'm there to just see Mario get into some crazy stuff with Luigi and Princess Peach and Bowser. I pretty much got what I want. There's fan service up the wazoo, but it was fun fan service, you know? So for the critics trashing this, I understand what you were expecting from this. I really don't. You know, you're expecting this to be a Pixar film. This ain't it, bruh.
Well, you know,
What about the original Mario movie from '93?
Well,
we don't talk about it.
No, it's just the thing is with
Mario
this movie.
This is the first one. I don't know what.
Yeah,
you're
see, well, the thing with this movie is that this movie is apologetically Nintendo. It's for like what I've heard about. I haven't seen the movie yet. I'm planning on seeing it in the next couple of days, but it is full blown Nintendo. Like it is the most Nintendo thing they ever. It's like ever Nintendo
movie. Should it not feel like Nintendo?
Right, and I just don't.
Nintendo,
Yeah, it's like I don't see like the point. Like I mean, I don't even give a shit about critic scores. To be honest with you, but like
I
mean, what do you expect from an animated Mario movie that is unapologetic of what it is?
Is that
People
what people
expect it
are
to be
complaining
Pixar.
about? People are
Yes, it's like-
criticizing the movie because it feels too much like Nintendo.
Because it's I don't know.
You got to send me a
no
link to some
flaw.
of this crap because I want to see it and I want to tear this apart.
Oh,
People-
just watch Grace Randolph's video. You'll have a fun
Oh, yeah,
time.
people act like they want.
Do not understand
too
Mario
Nintendo.
whatsoever.
That is too
She did not understand
perfect.
the character.
People act like freaking they wanted somebody like freaking Mark Scorsese to do a Mario film. I'm like,
Why?
no.
It'll be 4 hours long.
Oh, I would love that. I want a 4-hour Mario movie, especially after what I've seen. Yeah.
There's probably a cut
Okay,
of
okay.
Mario that is longer.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. So that's one of my nitpicks with this film. Like the movie is a crisp hour and a half. Crisp. And stuff
Like
was
the
going by
post-credit
so fast. Oh yeah, the post-credit scenes. Yeah, I like the post-credit scenes they put in there too. And the Bowser song, I almost
Wait
died.
a minute.
I almost died.
I gotta stop you right now because I haven't seen it yet. I don't want anything to get ruined. But thanks for letting me know there's a post-credit scene.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get going because I'm at work. But DL, I'm glad that they threw together this stream. I'm curious. How did this come up? They're just like, hey, we'll just do an appreciation stream for you, just out of nowhere. Is that kind of what happened?
Max does appreciation streams. It's been a while since he's done one, but like whenever someone does an appreciation stream, they pick who else is going to get an appreciation stream, and Blue Jay picked me. So like because he had his appreciation stream before I did. Yeah.
Oh, that's
So-
awesome. I'm glad you're getting the recognition that you deserve and that you are on screen, on camera. It's great to see your beautiful face. You should show it more often.
I guess I don't always look this handsome every day, but
It's okay. It's okay. I mean, even if you have
I do every day.
notice, you have headphones on. It's fine. You'll make it work.
My
Either way.
appreciation stream was basically the Canadian appreciation stream.
The Canadian appreciation stream.
Yeah.
That must have been fun. All right, I gotta get going. Have a good night, guys.
All right,
Congrats,
enjoy-
DL.
have a good
Enjoy your night, Austin. I mean, Justin.
I will try. I will try my best, Rad.
Thanks, Justin.
Thank you.
Yep.
Take care. All right. And DL, I feel like, to your point, the criticism around the Mario movie, like to your point, a lot of it is disingenuous, clickbait, and a lot of folks admittedly are not gamers. And I mentioned this in Max's chat a couple times, like with the install base of Nintendo being in, almost 1 billion people, like, with 30 plus years of consoles being sold, like almost every household on the planet has, either touched or owns at least one Nintendo console, or like has in the past. So of course, like, in my mind, why would they make this for non-fans? You know, like they already have like I want to say maybe like maybe like 15 per no not like maybe like 17-18% of the world's population to with of brand familiarity to market to. So yeah, like yes, go ahead.
Oh no! It's just I think the one thing I want to compare this to is like, so like you remember the Peanuts movie that came out like a couple years ago?
Peanuts, yeah.
Yeah, the Charlie Brown movie.
The what?
No,
I thought you said something
Charlie
else.
Brown movie. Yeah, the Charlie Brown movie from Blue Sky, which I think is an amazing movie. That movie
Yeah, it
had
is.
I mean, look, to me, look, credit scores I don't care, but that movie had a better reception than what Mario's getting because Charlie Brown is a property that came out like what 60s. Because that's a 60-year-old franchise. Mario's been around for like what 30 years, almost 40. I don't know if I'm not mistaken. I mean, there's a little bit of that 20-year discrepancy. I feel when it comes to these things. You know, Charlie Brown's been around for There's some critics who that grew up with Charlie Brown. They get that more warmer reception. And Mario, I mean, I don't know. That's like the one thing that pops up to my mind because Charlie Brown, that movie is way more faithful to the movie, to the source material than any other movie that's based on a cartoon, like fucking Elf and the Chipmunks and the Smurfs. Like,
do y'all think the next Nintendo movie should be Zelda, Metro, or
Donkey Kong Country,
or
Donkey Kong Country,
or Donkey Kong, or Super Smash Bros.
I think if they want to do another Nintendo property, it probably should be Zelda. I think that should be next.
I agree. I love Zelda.
If they
Netflix
do
was going to do a live action show, but unfortunately it leaked and then they cancel it.
Well,
Nintendo
if they're going to do a Zelda, if they're going to stick with Illumination to a Zelda, I think they need to kind of. I like Illumination. I do. I like their movies. I like
want a
Despicable
different studio
Me.
to do it?
I mean, they're tied with Universal, so I think they might want to stick with. Well,
Why
either.
did they do DreamWorks? Because they own DreamWorks, don't they?
Well, yeah, I think. Well,
I don't think DreamWorks
actually, this
has
was
the-
before. This is before they bought DreamWorks, so I think this happened before. But I can see them doing Zelda because, if Illumination wants to do Zelda, they kind of have to drop their habits up with that stuff because you know how their movies are. I like Sing, I like Despicable Me, but I think they need to fully drop their kind of like kid. I don't want to say their type of tone, their type of humor. With those kinds of movies, I think they need to make it more like a total Zelda movie, like what I'm talking about, or give it to Dreamers because Dreamers can do a lot more, have more range than Illumination.
The one counter argument or the one discussion point. Sorry, I wanted to pick a better word. The one discussion point that I think DL you mentioned earlier is the partnership with Universal and how they are pretty much like Illumination characters are a big cornerstone of their parks. And with Nintendo partnering with Illumination from this film and already over 1/3 to the billion mark, I think that partnership is at least going to yield one more film. And for me, the strongest contender for that would be a Donkey Kong movie. I'm not saying like Legend of Zelda won't come eventually. There were Easter eggs that alluded to other Nintendo IPs. I have to see the movie again if there were any Legend of Zelda Easter eggs. The first time I saw it, I didn't catch any, but yeah, I still think it's possible for sure.
I definitely think they should do. They could do another sequel to Mario Brothers and do other spin-offs from it, and then maybe they could do other stuff like Zelda and Metroid or whatever. Like I want to see a Metroid movie as well. That'd be really cool. And possibly maybe down the line, if this Nintendo universe is really successful, Super Smash Bros. Cinematic Universe.
Yep.
Smash Bros. Baby.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. I think that would be like the end game of like the Super Mario universe right there, to see all the characters that were established in other Nintendo IPs, and even like the ones who were added to Smash Bros that aren't even Nintendo owned, like Tekken and Final Fantasy. Like those are all games that have been ported to Nintendo consoles but aren't first parties. So yeah, the third parties being in there. Sorry?
Who owned those characters? Capcom, right?
Which
Capcom?
Which characters again?
Oh, Tekken.
Oh yeah, that's Namco. That's Namco.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Final Fantasy.
I would love
Square.
if they're making movies of those characters. I would love that.
Oh
yeah. Especially since.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna quickly say, Wreck-It Ralph was able to make it work, but that's Disney, I guess. So I don't know if Universal would have the same pull. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, I was about to say, because like there's other properties, because I know we want to see like Pikachu and Sonic the Hedgehog, but like I think Pokemon is still having a deal with Warner Brothers to distribute their movies for right now. So because they're going to do a Detective Pikachu 2, so I'm sure they want to write that
and a TV show for Netflix
and a TV show. So they're probably going to deal with that. So, and then Sonic the Hedgehog is with Paramount, so I don't know if they're going to let them use Sonic in a Super Smash Bros. Movie unless they do like a deal. I don't know.
To be fair, he was in Rescue Rangers, the ugly Sonic one.
Ugly Sonic, yeah.
Only once. I haven't seen Rescue Rangers, so I don't know how much he's in the movie.
Oh, he was great. He played a big part.
The movie was awesome.
It's a pretty good movie. I recommend it, at least one time. You know,
I definitely tried. I'm trying to bring the Disney cast back. I know some people were asking about it. I'm trying to. I'm just trying to find a co-host to talk about it with me, because I know Little Mermaid is coming up, so I'm sure they want us to talk about it. But yeah, trying to get that back. Trying to get it back. But yeah, that would be cool if they're able to get all these properties together in the same movie. That would definitely be legendary. That could be something that could compete with the MCU and the DCU and the MonsterVerse. If they can somehow make this animated universe work, that could be.
Hey,
cool.
MCU wishes it was Nintendo right now.
Honestly,
no,
box
bro.
office,
Wait. No,
box office is
Nintendo
fire.
been around for a long time.
Box office is going to be fire. It is.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
sure
Mario been around for a long time before the MCU, so of course he's gonna make $400 million in 1 week. Close to $1 billion.
Take a wild guess. This might be the highest grossing animated film ever.
Whoa! Last year.
Wait! Across the Spider-Verse. Well, you don't sleep on that.
You're right.
No, I'm looking forward to that, but I don't think the first one made box office like this, and I
Well,
hope
yeah,
the second
because
one
that
does,
was a
but-
sleeper hit, and nobody
Yeah.
knew how great this one, the first
Yeah.
one was. And now that people like are watching it and be like, "Wow, this is great," I think it's going to get more of a following for the second film.
Yeah, I can see, if I make a prediction, I can see Spider-Verse making. I can see them making more than the first. Maybe at the very least 500. You know, because
I think it'll make. I think it'll make at least 700 million. I think.
Okay, you know,
I don't think it's gonna make a billion. I don't think it's gonna make a billion.
Yeah, I don't think a billion, because I think June is already going to be as packed as it is. It's
That's
like
true. That's true. Yeah.
You got the Flash and you got Indy 5. That's a big hitter. So, I mean, I can see. I mean, Spider-Verse is going to be profitable regardless. I mean, it's Spider-Man. Well, how is it not going to make money?
Very true. So I'd be cool if it was just 500 million, because it's definitely made more than the first one. But yeah, I think if there wasn't a whole bunch of other movies coming out that month, I think it would definitely be like a big hit.
Well, the last Minion movie made like 940 million last year. So
how are these Minion movies making billions?
It's a very popular franchise. Minion is a very popular franchise. Everybody.
I still refuse to watch Rise of Gru. I will not watch it. I would not.
I like Rise of Gru. It's harmless.
It's like the fourth grossing movie of last year, behind Doctor Strange.
It was literally like the highest grossing anime film left of last year. I mean, you got Puss in Boots was the second highest grossing. That's a better movie than Minions, though. Puss in Boots is actually great.
It's Puss in Boots, of course.
Yep. While you had stuff like Turning Red go to Disney Plus, why? Why did you do that?
Oh,
Why
Bob Chapek, terrible leader.
Gosh darn it! And you put Lightyear out there, and nobody saw it, and it wasn't that good.
Lightyear was good.
I saw it.
I like it better than Toy Story movies.
Whoa,
Here's my
whoa,
take
you
for
bugged.
Now, that's a
Whoa,
hot take
whoa.
right there.
Yeah,
Chill
and
out.
I didn't think so.
Whoa.
I didn't think so. It's really
You
great
bugging for
special
that one.
effects.
No way.
Yeah, better than Toy Story.
Well, that's the reason why it's not getting a sequel, unfortunately, Max.
Well, people, no accounting for taste.
Well, we get
So-
a Toy Story 5 at least. And a live action Moana, that's a mistake as well.
Oh,
No!
Well, that,
Jesus Christ.
We need a Moana
It's the Rock
2.
ego. It's the Rock.
God. So everything
Don't
else
remind
failed on
me.
his end. Fast and Furious didn't work for him. Black Adam didn't work for him. Oh, let me go to Moana, make a live action movie.
Dude, just make a Tooth Fairy 2 and
It's a
be
great-
over with.
Great moment for representation. The animated film was too, but all those young talents gonna get a chance to shine in that movie.
Yeah, you could do that in an animated film.
Well,
You can make a sequel to
I'll-
Fighting with My Family.
I was gonna mention because the first film, and I totally understand this criticism. I forget the name of Rock's character, but
Maui?
Yeah, Maui.
Yeah,
That was his name. So there was criticism from the Polynesian community that his character appeared more as a caricature of a lot of stereotypical features of people of Polynesian descent.
Okay.
And I kind of resonated with that too. Like, I don't self-identify as Polynesian, but I'm of Filipino descent, and there are folks who are like they see features and just sort of associate folks with that certain ethnic group, and a lot of it is driven by some prejudices and assumptions of the culture from people who are not part of it. So yes, as far as being predisposed by characteristics that come off as stereotypical with that character, I totally understand that. It may not be something that resonates with everyone, but with the community that it does, I totally respect that. So maybe that drives a lot of the decisions for the live action movie. Just my take.
I mean,
Okay.
yeah, that's totally understandable, and but it's not to say that their issues with it aren't valid. That's totally understandable, but don't they understand it's a fantasy film with fantasy characters and over exaggerated features of those said characters? I mean, it's the same thing with the live action Mulan movie, that apparently now that we're hearing that people had issues with the original animated Mulan because it wasn't accurate to the actual folk tale, even though it's an animated fantasy film, but they tried to make it up for the live action one to try to be a little more faithful, but not really.
Dude,
If any
that
movie deserves a live action remake, in my opinion, it would be Pocahontas. That makes perfect sense.
That is 100% factual.
Yeah.
Dude.
Oh, sorry, Blue Jay. What were you about to say?
Oh no, it was everybody was talking about Mulan. Dude, that movie had Eddie Murphy as a freaking dragon, dude. Come on now.
That's probably one of the things that upset them. It's why is Eddie Murphy?
He was good in that, though. He was good in that.
I know he was great. But yeah, I do want to see a live action Pocahontas, even though I'm not the biggest fan of the original animated movie. But I think as live action, it'll be really interesting to see how they do it. But given the track record of these live action movies, I don't know if I trust them to give them a unique vision for that movie. That's well told, but time will tell if they'll actually do one.
Let me ask you kind of like a segue question. Did you see Prey, and what were your thoughts on it?
Yes, I did see Prey. I'm a big fan of the Predator movies. I enjoy all the films except for The Predator that Shane Black directed. That was the only one that I didn't like. I was kind of apprehensive about this being like a Hulu exclusive. And I did like Amber Midthunder, though. So I was interested to see what she would do in it, but I was kind of apprehensive because they put this straight to Hulu, and I'm like, oh, I guess they don't have any faith in it. Oh, okay, well, whatever. So I actually sit down and watching it. I actually had to borrow my friend's Hulu because I don't have Hulu right now. So I actually had to borrow my friend's Hulu to watch it. And wow, that movie was great. I loved Prey so much. This should have been in theaters. Man, I didn't expect for it to be as good. This might be one of my favorite Predator movies. Like, almost as good as the first film. My personal favorite is Predators that Robert Rodriguez produced, but as far as like the best made film, like Prey's like up there.
What about the second movie?
Predator 2, I like Predator 2. I like Predator 2 quite a bit. Like I said, the only one I didn't like was The Predator, with the giant predator.
Oh, Shane
Black one. Yeah, the only
I kind of like The Predator. I just liked it as its own thing, but I can see why people, as a Predator movie, I can see why people didn't like it. I liked it as a movie on its own.
Mm-hmm. So it definitely reinvigorated my excitement for the Predator franchise, you know. And I like that it went back to basics, because I felt like after the first movie, they tried to go bigger and badder, more predators, more action, and they had that whole thing with the aliens that we don't talk about. But I like that they went back to basics with just one predator, and they were hunting a bunch of natives, so it made the danger feel more intense and urgent. So I liked all that, and Amber Myth Thunder was really great in there as well.
Definitely. I think she would be a contender, or a strong contender, for a live action Pocahontas. Like, her commitment to the fidelity of the representation of Native American culture. I think the climate that we're in right now would probably want to represent an individual of the same tribal descent as Pocahontas. I'm not sure if the actress from Prey is of the same, tribal descent as Pocahontas. I'd have to do some more research on that, but I think that would be something that I would like to see if that is the case. So that's the reason I brought it up.
I'd definitely be up for Amber Myth Thunder as Pocahontas. My only thing is nitpicks, the tiniest of nits. One of the things you brought up is that I don't know if she's exactly the same tribe that Pocahontas is. So I don't know if people will have an issue with that she's pretending to be a different tribe than what she actually is. But it's acting. You're not playing yourself. But then the second thing, she doesn't really look like Pocahontas, at all. So it's like it would take me a minute to adjust to the fact that that I'm seeing Pocahontas and not Amber Myth Thunder, because they look so different. But if she embodies the character, then I'm sure we'll be fine. That's probably my only nitpicks of why I don't think she'd be my first choice. But I do love her though, and I'll pretty much watch her in anything. So.
Okay. Yeah. No. That's sound logic to me. Especially if there are other actresses of indigenous descent that could have this opportunity. Definitely want to give them their shine, because I'm critical of the same actors being present in almost every property that we get, whether it be a Disney property or Star Wars property or a Universal property. There's more talent out there than we're giving folks credit for. So
find an unknown. Find some unknowns,
yes.
They always try to get the star power, which is this is not necessarily a bad thing, but it's just it's good to find new talent. It also helps us not to just be thinking of the actor in the entire time, because with Little Mermaid, for example, all I'm seeing right now is Halle Bailey, and I love Halle Bailey, but it's just it's hard for me to see you as Ariel right now, because that's all I'm seeing is it's Halle Bailey and with red hair. I'm I don't know. So hopefully when we watch the movie, I'll actually feel like I'm watching Ariel. So, and the same thing with Will Smith as the genie. Even though I did like him as the genie, it was hard for me to get out of the fact that that's Will Smith, whatever. So, get some unknowns. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yes, I totally agree. And plus, it doesn't help that with the Little Mermaid marketing, we're getting isolated shots out of context. It's when we're fully immersed in the product that I think will be acclimated to the point where we're seeing less and less of the actress as the actress and more of this person depicting this character. And like I said, it might be a little bit more immersive. So. Robotic J had a quick question. You think animated Nintendo movies from Illumination will overthrow Disney animated films in the coming future? How about you?
Ooh, okay. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, okay? We haven't seen the final projections of Mario yet. It looks like it's doing really well, but I think it's too early to say if Nintendo movies will overthrow Disney animated films, because let's not forget, it's still Illumination, and they still, box office wise, that's another conversation because Illumination has done really good financially, but as far as quality and like the different creativity with animation, it still doesn't even touch Disney as far as that. They're still more creative with their storytelling. They're still being more experimental with their animation. Illumination is playing it very, very safe, which is working for them. But I just feel like, it's one thing to be financially successful, but it's another thing to actually impact the culture like Disney has. I don't think Illumination has gotten there yet.
I think that Illumination said they are going to be breaking, like they do want to like branch out from their usual shtick. I don't know when
Good,
that's
because they need to. Like,
yeah, I think
Well, the thing about Illumination is that they do the same movie every time. They just need to change at least. Like with Mario, at least they try something different. And
Yeah, this is the first time where it's
but
like,
it's successful because it's Mario.
It doesn't
Well,
look
look,
like
take-
an Illumination product.
It
Yeah,
doesn't
but
look
like-
like it was made by a different studio. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but take a look at what Sony Pictures Animation. They were kind of a laughingstock studio, to be honest, because they did Hotel Transylvania. They did. I like Cloudy with Chance of Meatballs. I'm not I haven't seen Hotel Transylvania. I think those movies look kind of annoying, and
No, they're actually good. They're actually
Well,
good.
yeah, I mean, I think I've seen the fourth one because it was free on Amazon. I was like, God damn, that movie was terrible. But
I think what makes those movies strong, the Hotel Transylvania ones, is because Gennady Tartakovsky.
oh, Tarkovsky, yeah, I know he directed those.
Yeah, he's very prolific and a great storyteller for sure. In the 2D animated space, and
I've only seen Cloudy, Surf's Up was really good. I do like Open Season. I never seen the sequels were kind of terrible. And what else? And yeah, they also did the Smurfs and they did the Emoji Movie, but it wasn't until Spider-Verse. They did Spider-Verse and they kind of changed the way that the animations perceived, like that 2D, like that stylized. I call it the hybrid animation, where like they mix 2D and 3D. That's kind of like ever since that movie came out, they've been a completely different studio. Like they say, screw Hotel Transylvania, screw the Emoji Movie. We're the dude that did Spider-Verse, and then they got this, their sequel coming up, which I can see them being their highest grossing film ever. It's Spider-Man, but I can see them being like their best film. I'm hearing buzzes about this movie, and I cannot wait to see that.
So I will say about the Illumination as far as using the Nintendo properties, I think as long as they stay true visually to the games like Mario did, and we're not constantly being reminded that it's an Illumination film, I think they could give Disney a run for its money as far as financially. But also, I think they do need to step it up a little bit as far as the story. Don't do a whole bunch. Like they got away with it with this Mario film. They didn't need to do that much. But as far as when Zelda comes in, if they decide to do that, when Metroid comes in, they need to try a little bit harder with the story because there's some really great storytelling in both of those games. So it's like they can't just do the simple, we got to appeal to the kids. Like, no, you got to appeal to everybody, So it's like they can only go so far,
Here's a fun fact to you. Do you know who are the directors who did on this movie?
Yeah, I know, which shocked the hell out of me.
Right.
Did Teen Titans go to the movies? Like, what? They did this movie? I'm like,
yeah, I haven't seen the movie yet, but I know they directed it, and I heard that their direction was actually well praised.
Well, it paid off. It paid off, man. They definitely proved me wrong on that. So,
Before we transition to the next movie topic, I just wanted to throw my hat in the ring for Robotic Jay's question. So really quick, I was watching Midnight Run, Williams' channel of the Sci-Fi Center that he does on Poindexter Lounge as well. So he mentioned that the parks for Universal and Disney are the biggest revenue drivers. So I can't say for sure, the total box office, I'm sure it's out there on the internet. But as far as money for the company, Dre, I would say that based off of the information William shared, the Universal parks made $7 billion last year, and Disney made upwards of $80 billion. So yeah, they Universal, Illumination, I feel like, they have a long way to go to get to that footprint in the marketplace. But I feel like they are early on showing promising results, because Disney's been around for almost 100 years, I think. So, of course, they're going to be the market leader because they designed the market, like they established the market. And Universal may not catch up, but if they're already on what is it, like almost 10%, like 7% of the market so far in only about, how long has Illumination been out as far as a company? In like maybe
2007.
Okay, so 16 years, and already 7% of the market space. Growing 1% each year. That on average, in 100 years they might, reach that point. But who knows? Maybe like inflation will help. I don't know. That's just, my take. And yes, thank you, Strange Marvel, for supporting over on DL's channel. I just shared DL's channel link. I'll go ahead and pop it up one more time.
Yes, y'all should subscribe. That would be great if you guys subscribe and like the stream. That'd be very appreciative.
Please. Comment a little bit in the chat if you don't mind. Also, follow DL on Twitter too. He shares when his videos go live, and he includes some of the details of the content that you can expect in those videos as well, and his awesome thumbnails that I'm sure he spends a lot of time, designing.
Oh, thank you. I don't even think my thumbnails are that elaborate, It's just, but I'm glad everyone's liking them, though.
They're very impressive. I enjoy them a lot. And you've been alive half as long as Disney has been around. If you're 50 and Disney's been around for like 100 years, that makes perfect sense. Sorry, I didn't mean to exclude Brian and Max and CJH from the conversation. Did y'all want to add anything before we get to the next topic?
No. Oh, you're doing a good job. I'm just relaxed being a passenger. You guys are doing good.
Nice. Thank you so much for letting me drive the show. Okay, DL, I know you said that you recently saw the D&D movie. So, what are some of your thoughts around what you experienced seeing this film?
Whew. Okay, man. People don't sleep on this. I know Mario just came out, and so everyone's all about Mario, which is cool. But man, this movie is great. This movie is awesome. This is coming from someone who knows nothing about the game, nothing about the board game. I have friends over the past few years trying to explain to me how to play D&D, and I always get confused because they throw a whole bunch of terms and all these power-ups and this is that character, that's that character. I'm like, what? This is a side of the nerd and geek fandom where I know nothing about. That's a different side of the fandom there. I'm the comic book, video game, anime, sometimes type of guy. This is a different type for me. So I had no expectations going in. I didn't know anything about the lore, and I was, hoping this would just be a fun time, Hopefully it won't throw a whole bunch of weird terms at me and stuff like that. But dude, I'm not over exaggerating. This is one of the best fantasy films I've seen in years.
Mm-hmm.
I'm dead serious. This is
agree.
one of the best fantasy films I have seen in years. This is some of the best stuff I've seen since Lord of the Rings. And am I saying that it's better than Lord of the Rings? No, but as far as getting that feel of a high-end fantasy film with a bunch of world building and creatures and wizards and all that stuff, it was just so dang cool, And I think it did a good job differentiating itself from stuff like Game of Thrones and Lord of the Rings because of its tone. This movie's really funny. It's kind of it's not full on a spoof, but it's it had some comedic stuff in there, and it made it feel unique because with other fantasy films, it feels so serious and dire and stuff like that. But this one wasn't afraid to have fun and have quippy dialogue and stuff like that. So it made it feel more fresh. And I was really invested in the characters. I like the different different types of wars they have in there. They have wizards, they have shapeshifters, they have all that other type of stuff. They had all these cool stuff, and I didn't feel lost at all. Like I was engaged the entire time. Yeah, there were terms that they were saying in the movie, but like I knew what the goal was in the movie. I knew who the villains were. I knew what their end goal was. I knew what their plan was. I was able to follow everything. So I had a blast with this, and you know, I mean, I could ask a D&D expert how faithful this is to the game, but like, I think this is good to bring in like a regular movie-going audience to watch this if you're into fantasy films and stuff like that. Like, they should not sleep on this movie. This movie needs to make money, and we need to see more films for this. We need spin-offs. We need all this stuff.
Do you want a sequel?
Yes, I want a sequel. Absolutely, bring all these characters back. Yes.
The only thing I'm worried about is Mario might cut off the box office for it. That's what I'm worried about.
Well, it's coming out next month.
What do you mean? Shazam is going to cut it off in the box office.
Yeah, what you mean? It's gonna be over when Shazam comes in.
Oh my gosh, we have to talk about that later on. Oh, I don't know if DL got a chance to, but anyway, back to D&D. Yeah, for me, being a big RPG video game head, I got, you know, full-on vibes of like the ensemble cast, each contributing their own strengths and personalities into the entertainment quality of the film, just being funny, being emotionally resonant, and telling a successful story. I even typo when I speak. But yes, everyone who was present in the film, a standout for me was Michelle Rodriguez. She was emotionally what is the word? Relatable, as far as like you're longing for like an ex-lover, but you know, seeing that they're happy with, you know, their partner currently, and like being hurt to let go, but wanting their partner to be happy at the same time. Like that moment, you know, was super relatable for sure. And the fact that they didn't like try to make her character and Chris Pine's character sort of like love interest, I appreciate it as well. Like they kind of joked around with it, and then she's like, yeah, no. So I loved that. And I think the strongest character arc in the film was the wizard character, or like this the magic wielder. I don't know if he like was called a wizard or not, but his progression as kind of like what is it, like a failed performance you know, star, or like, you know, someone who was pursuing that as like an avenue for sustenance, you know, going into this journey, and then, you know, finding himself in self-confidence and becoming more of a master of wielding his gift of magic. Yeah, that was like a really strong arc for sure. Max, I know you saw this as well. What was your thoughts?
Oh, yeah, I feel like, you know, how they always say Mary Sue or Barry Sue. You really feel like they leveled up from the beginning to the end. They all had their moment to shine. All the characters were great. Like, I wasn't like that Renee, whatever, this guy right in the center there. I didn't even think he was going to be like that great of a character. I just like, okay. And I loved him. I loved every single character. They were all great. Michelle Rodriguez, definitely the standout. This is her movie to shine. Like Chris Pine, you always get this kind of performance, but Michelle Rodriguez, I never knew she had such good comedic timing. It kind of makes her feel underused in other properties, like how good
this
she
is. This is the best character she's played. This is the best performance she's done in a movie.
No, she's
like
great in the Fast and Furious movies.
I mean, she was in the first half.
She's not terrible, but I feel like her character could be a lot stronger. I think for me, what was I about to say? Oh yeah, Reggie Jean. I would have loved for his character, the Paladin, to be more present, but I guess he would have been too OP, and the challenge and the peril of the group may not be as strongly felt in the story if they have like this, like, you know, perfect warrior who's good at like all the tasks that everyone else is adept at or is trying to become adept at. Like
Well, that's the thing, because you are right about that. Like, he felt like very OP, but even then, he had moments where like he wasn't like getting everything right. Like, he almost got killed by the dragon and all this stuff. And so I like that they still gave him some moments of weakness, even though for the most part they did show him off as strong. But I do hope they bring him back in sequels, though. I hope he plays a bigger role if he does come back, for sure.
Definitely, I loved his character, and I like how they, I guess like some of the humor, it wasn't perfect, but it was fun, you know, like maybe not funny, but okay. So, well,
you didn't think it was funny?
It was fun, but not ha funny. Like
Really?
having a good example is Reggie Jean walking away on the beach, and Chris Pine just saying, "Yep, there he goes. I bet he's not even gonna walk around the rock." Oh,
I thought it was hilarious.
He's stepping over it. Oh, okay. I mean, yeah,
I laughed out loud. I laughed out loud, Rhea.
Okay, yeah, maybe I'm in the minority.
The zombie scene? Yeah. Did you like the zombie scene?
Oh yeah, with the 3 questions.
Yeah.
I thought that was fun. Maybe not laugh out loud funny for me, but yeah, I thought it was a fun, you know, addition for sure. But I guess like moments like that feel like they're breaking the pace a little bit. So that's just, you know, if I had to think of any criticism, it might be like, you know, these kind of awkward humor moments, you know, that, you know, kind of broke the tone a little bit for me. An actual funny lol moment was that Michelle Rodriguez's character. She has an attraction to folks who are like very small, and and I was like trying not to get distracted. Well, how does that work logistically? And I was just like, okay, maybe I shouldn't think about it too much.
Like throwing a hot dog down the hallway.
Yeah, so I thought that was funny. I thought of like, you know, the Amazonas, trope in Futurama, like that scene, like that is always like, oh, dying of snoo or something. I don't know. I thought of that. Let's see. Yeah. Overall, I really enjoyed the film, and I'm excited for it to come on streaming so I can watch it again.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, thank you, Kavari. I should take over MME. The stream feels more organized. Well,
yes,
I think,
it's more order.
Yes, yeah, me and DL are a big fan of order. And yeah, Strange Marvel, I know you're a D&D head as far as like the paper and pencil version of it. And yeah, similar to DL, I want to learn how to play it, but
I have no interest. I'm not smart enough.
I have never played the game in my life. I've never played it.
I'm a solo gamer, honestly, and that's why video game RPGs are my jam, because I can play on my own terms, and the choices in the game are automated, where there's, you know, you only have so many, and sometimes it's open world with side quests and stuff like that, but it's still in a contained universe. When it comes to D&D, at least like how the DM organized the game for the group I was in, there was just, you know, oh yeah, what decision do you want to make is like, you know, what was my character? They were similar to the fawn, or not fawn, but like the girl with the red hair. What was her character? A druid. Yeah, she was a druid. So yeah, being of like, you know, kind of like, you know, an animal hybrid, having like, you know, unique magical traits. The amount of like freedom to decide how to navigate your character in a situation that the DM puts you in a paper and pencil Dungeons and Dragons game, it was overwhelming. I needed like, you know, condensed, you know, 4 moves that I can do like a Final Fantasy game. My brain just, you know, it needs that structure. Like when it's too open world, that's when it like, you know, loses me. That's what like Breath of the Wild, Legend of Zelda it felt overwhelming, because there were so many things that you could do that in that space that wasn't really like tailored to, you know, go to point A to point B in order to get to point C. Like I personally like that type of structure. So that's just me though. But yeah, wrapping up the Dungeons and Dragons talk. I guess we already talked about Transformers and Rise of the Beasts, unless like y'all had any additional things to talk about around it. It was hard for me to find any articles because like the hype around this is not that strong from what I've been seeing. So, yeah.
I mean, can you blame them? We had to sit through 4 or 5 mediocre trash movies. So it's like at this point they're like, should we really be excited? I mean, Bumblebee, I know a lot of people liked, but I don't think that was enough to be like, oh, we have faith in Transformers now. But I mean, as I said, this feels different from the Michael Bay films. You know, aesthetically, how it's directed. You know, as I said, Stephen Caple Jr. doing this, I have more faith in him than Michael Bay. But part of me wishes that Travis Knight stayed on, but you know, it's whatever. They look like the G1 Transformers. There's not a whole bunch of weird junk and pieces all over them where I can't tell what they are. There's colors. They have colors on them. Oh my goodness, there's color on these Transformers. And I'm forgetting the name of the animal Transformers. Like it's
the Maximals.
Yes, they look cool. They look really cool. So hopefully, if this movie actually focuses on the Transformers and not make them supporting characters to the humans again, we might.
You know they will.
Oh yeah.
Man, I'm just, that's
The
my
humans
only
is gonna be
flaw.
more in this than the Transformers.
Yeah, that's my only flaw when it comes to these. I love the Transformers films, but I think the humans, they just kind of just put way too much focus on the humans all the time. Just like I like the part, where there are scenes where there are scenes that are focused on the Transformers, like like in Revenge of the Fallen, where Megatron came back to life and he meets up with Starscream and the Fallen, talking about their plan. I was like, that's what I like. Give me more of that. But I'm hopeful for this new one because I'm not excited to say this is my most anticipated film of the whole entire year.
This is your most anticipated movie of the year?
You crazy. Over Spider-Verse?
I'm not crazy. No. Well, that and Spider-Verse. That and it's a Transformers film. Of course, I'm gonna get excited. But Spider-Verse, yeah, those two films are equally my most anticipated film. But they're like a week apart. Like, of course, I'm gonna go see that. But with this one, I'm just hoping this is at least like I'm not expecting like 96% Rotten Tomatoes. I just want this to be fun. I want this to be fun. I just want this to be just something I can actually, people can actually enjoy and not just, I don't know.
Just don't insult our intelligence. Just don't do that. That's all we gotta say. Give the Transformers focus. Don't treat the audience like they're stupid. I'm sure that's not a difficult thing to ask of these movies, man.
Yeah, for me, I always wanted to see more, obviously, like less humans, more of like a dystopian, like cyberpunk vibe. I think that would be a great direction to bring the Transformers into in the future, where, yeah, like, they are usually the ones like defending humanity, but I would like to see them defend like, their home planet from the Decepticons. Like,
you mean like war on Cybertron? Like that's what they should do is a war on Cybertron?
Yeah, exactly. Like them defending their planet.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. What, Blue Jay?
Well, I got good news because next year they're doing an animated Transformers film on Cybertron.
Nice.
That's almost what I want. I'll take it. Even though the first
animated, why not live action?
Yes, the first 10 minutes of Bumblebee, make that entire film. Make that entire
It
film.
doesn't matter if it's live action or animated.
Well,
like
the
we're
first
getting a
10 minutes of
Transformers film about the
Bumblebee
Transformers.
is better than the whole
So
entire movie.
The first 10 minutes of Bumblebee is better than the entire movie?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think the whole movie's
Oh,
good.
the movie's good.
But if you like Bumblebee, we respect people's opinions about it.
Yeah, if you like Puppy Bumblebee, then you'll like Bumblebee.
Well,
Bumblebee is a good movie, but it's still falling under the same issue that the humans are getting too much focus. It's not as bad. It's not a dumb story like the Michael Bay films. It's like it's a cute ET story, but it still doesn't feel like a Transformers film. At least after that 10 minutes, it goes back to, oh, it's the humans again featuring the Transformers. Like it still has that issue, but At least
I didn't mind. I didn't mind Bumble. I didn't mind that too much because it's more of a smaller story. You know, it's not like a bombastic like. It's not like a traditional Transformers film. I think that what I didn't mind that too much, but when it comes to just because I like really like Haley Steinfeld in the role too. But when it comes to like next year we're getting an animated Transformers film. Which look, live action or anime or not, you're gonna get a Transformers film that focuses on Transformers, and you got the director of Toy Story 4 doing this too, which I'm actually really excited about.
Definitely. I wanted to just highlight Strange Marvel's comment. Yeah, one thing I did notice, as far as like the trailers anyway, the animation of the Transformers, although I like the character design more, the CGI seems to be a little less less having money.
Yeah, oh yeah, I can
Like
tell.
it's
I
not-
can tell.
it's not polished
There's a
enough,
budget cut with this
yeah.
film. There's a budget cut with this film.
Well, it's
Yes.
like when the trailer came out, like
They need
it
to
took like
release a
6
second
months to
trailer
finish
for
this
it.
thing.
There was literally one shot in the first trailer. There was one shot where Optimus Primus as the gorilla was like stomping on the water, and like two humans were like right in front of them, and the water was splashing on them, and they didn't react like the water was there. So I
It's
was
not
like,
Avatar,
Well, it will get better before the
but
movie
it's
comes out.
water splashing on you. React to the water
Yeah, but it's not
splashing
like
on
James
you.
Cameron. If James Cameron did it, it will be good.
It's not even the fact that the water looks bad. It's just like you don't direct your actors to react that look, a giant gorilla robot is splashing water on you.
That is true.
React. Like, so that was kind of weird. But yeah, I definitely see what you mean about the CGI. It's not as polished. So hopefully, and Optimus Prime's mouth, no.
Yeah,
No.
it's a little off-putting.
I was kind of well, I shouldn't be surprised. I thought I was surprised that they kind of took off his mouth plate, but I mean, they did that in all the other ones. But I
But
mean,
they
it's
kept
just-
his mouth. He kept his plate on him in Bumblebee. So why do you give him a mouth again? Okay.
I would like to see him without the mouth. I mean, it just looked. I mean,
That will
in
never
G1
happen.
he doesn't have his mouth plate off, which is. I mean, I can still I can still hear what he's saying. It's not like it's covering his fucking mouth, like muffling, like.
Yes, we can see your mouth guard moving when you talk. We know that you're talking, so we don't need the mouth. But it's
Yeah,
whatever.
I guess you want to show off an emotion, but like, dude, you got so much line panels on your freaking face, so like,
Dude, all you need is the eyes. You can convey so much emotion from eyes alone. You don't need everyone to talk. You know?
Oh yeah, and gesturing. Yeah, you could totally
Yes, gesturing.
communicate non-verbally for sure. But yeah, I wanted to check in to see how everyone's doing on time. I know we're hitting the 2-hour mark. I can cover like maybe one more story, or do y'all want to like wrap up? How is everyone feeling?
Well, I want to get the Blue Jays thing with the movies to compliment those horrible films.
Say something nice about the movie.
Yes, say something nice about the movie, Charles. I want to see what he got. Let's see what he got.
oh man, this is gonna be a fun one. All right,
Better be
Oh,
terrible movies.
all right. Say something nice challenge. The
Let's
DL
go.
edition. Okay, all right, DL, my man. It's we're gonna start a little easy on you, my boy. Okay.
All right.
All right. First movie.
Let's see. What the? We just talked about this. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
All you have to say is the Superman scene at the end with the Flash. That's it.
Oh, and also don't say that it ended because that's cheap. That's a cheap way out.
Okay. Okay. Then I'll say I'm glad the movie was only 2 hours because it got me out real quick. But no, I'm just kidding. Okay, you know what? Actually, okay, fine. There's one scene that I did kind of like. It didn't make any sense, but I was like, it was kind of funny. When Aquaman sat on Wonder Woman's lasso and he started spraying out his emotions, that was a funny scene.
I like that scene.
Now, it didn't make sense that Aquaman didn't know that he was sitting on the lasso. Like, wouldn't he know that? But okay, whatever. Why is Wonder Woman's lasso just laying around? Okay, whatever. But no, this is positive, right? Compliments. But yeah, that was a funny scene.
Okay. All right. Let's get to Anthony.
The only good thing about this movie was the Flash and Superman racing, I think, because that's from the comics, and that's the only thing I enjoyed.
Yep.
That's it.
I like that. I like that too. Okay. Max.
First off, a better Steppenwolf. No, I'm just kidding.
No, no.
I like this movie. It's not as good as the Snyder Cut. I think a lot of the Cyborg stuff was also good too, even though Ray Fisher was
I
under
don't know
duress.
about that. No.
I mean, he tried his best.
He was still solid acting. The new scenes he did. I do like the Aquaman scene when he's sitting on the lasso. I like Ezra when he goes in the Batcave and he runs into the Batmobile. I love the race at the end with Superman and the Flash. I enjoyed it. I watched this all the time until the Snyder Cut came out. Now I haven't watched it since. So
You're watching NTNTs every time running there.
All right.
And the music
Ryan.
was kind of fun too.
Don't agree with
Danny Elfman. Yeah.
Is Brian there?
Let me unmute
Yeah.
myself. Hang on a second.
Oh, okay. That's okay.
I like it better than the Snyder Cut.
I mean, fine. That's completely fine. You ain't crazy.
The music is better.
Oh
and
no.
it's shorter.
Who is this Crazy Joe? When did Crazy Joe get here?
The
Brian?
music's better and it's shorter.
Oh, you ass!
Oh, I watched the Snyder Cut once. I just
The
never
music's way
watched
better.
it. I never watched it again, but I watched bits and pieces of it. I mean, I always popped in this one in the background because, I mean, it's harmless. I just see that as just a fun superhero film. Nothing more.
I feel like I want to do an editor's cut of the Snyder Cut and make it 2 hours and 45 minutes. I feel like that may be a
You
good.
could.
Shorter would be a better movie. I agree.
Really, the DL cut. there you go.
Axel, if I send you a link, don't be
Oh,
if you want to
boy.
pop in to say hi.
I'm just gonna dip out.
Yeah, I was gonna have Blue Jay segment wrap us up, and
okay.
Axel, if you want to just pop in and say hey and join us for this ending segment, that's totally cool.
Yeah. Just no
All
crazy clips tonight.
Yeah, no clips. Not on my appreciation stream.
Not on his
No,
channel.
quick.
Yeah.
What is the next movie?
So, Raya, what'd you think?
Of Joss Whedon's Justice League.
Yeah, so what you think of the nice things to say about this little movie here?
Yeah, I saw it in theaters. I kind of had the same sort of like empty feeling I did when I watched M. Night Shyamalan's Avatar: The Last Airbender movie.
Oh, I forgot the movie
Yeah,
existed.
it just felt like a hollow sort of like, yeah, these characters have some traits of characters that I appreciate and love, but I'm not sure if I'm happy with this product, and I'm not sure like if I should be grateful it exists or if my feelings are valid. Like, I didn't know how to feel. Like, at least this movie exists, is how I kind of felt with Avatar for a long time and how I felt about this movie. So because there was no, I had no, perception of there being better or any idea that there was possibly something better than that. All we have is this one standard, So
Yeah.
that's why, when the Snyder Cut, was on its way to be released and I joined this community, I started to get more invigorated and more passionate about, talking about, film in an excited way and, just being able to really critically, dissect comic book movies outside of, just, like, the spectacle of them. Like, no, let's look at them to how DL looks at it as dissecting them for their positive and negative attributes as finished products and where they succeed and fail in the filmmaking process. So that's what I appreciate about this community. I finally had a space to actually think about these things instead of being a consumer like everyone else, and not really having an outlet to have these discussions. Also, hi Axel.
Hello, Rayo.
Welcome.
Yes, I came in on the stream to. Apparently, we're praising Justice League. Is that
And DL?
We're praising DL.
Yes, and DL, of course. Yes.
No, it's just a addition of say something about this nice movie. Not
Say at
we're
least
not
like
praising
one
it.
thing. If you can't
Say
think of
something nice
something.
about this horrible movie.
I don't like the movie. Nobody likes the movie here. Just
I do.
Glad
you do. I'm glad.
I'm glad you do. Yes, that's what the deal said.
I want to give Axel a shot at sharing some fun anecdotes of what you like and appreciate about DL. If you want to share something.
Me and DL haven't really had a moment together.
Ooh,
if you know what I mean. Like, we haven't really we don't really talk that often. I mean, I wish I could. He seems like a good guy, but I don't know. We just haven't gotten that funny or anything moment together yet.
At least you're honest. I'm glad you're here though to share this moment right now.
This is your first moment. This is so. How did you feel about me? Collabing with him just a moment ago. There'll be time in the future, Axel.
What's that?
There'll be time in the future. Goals.
Yeah,
goals.
sure there will be.
I totally didn't realize this was your first time on a panel with him because some shows
we've been on panels together. We just never really
there's just too many people on the stream sometimes that we just don't really get a chance to speak to each other.
Gotcha. Yeah, thank you for joining us while we're for this ending segment. What are your thoughts on Joss Whedon's theatrical cut of this movie?
Anything positive to say?
Yes, that's the challenge.
You have a choice to watch the other one? No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know exactly. I haven't seen it in ages.
Fair.
Fair enough.
It's a nice poster.
It's a nice poster. It's a good homage to Alex Ross's art.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the poster a lot.
What about the race scene between Flash and Superman?
I think it could have been done better. I just can't get over Superman.
Yeah, his freaking lip. God. Yeah.
So that's the only thing. That's the only thing I said. I was like, the Flash and Superman versus was cool, and that's it.
All right. Okay. All right. The next film is a doozy.
Is it now? Let's see what you got.
So, DL, buddy, can you please, for the love of God, say something nice about the most iconic movie ever? Cars.
Oh!
I like it.
Why did Brian? Oh, this would be perfect for Brian. He loves Cars.
Oh yeah, the movie that slowly showed the decline of Pixar. This is.
Since
downfall of Pixar. This is the downfall of Pixar right here.
Since after Ratatouille, after WALL-E, after Up, after Toy Story 3, studios are allowed to have movies that not many people like. Okay.
Oh wow! Look at this.
Okay, you said all those masterpieces, and then we have Cars.
Yeah,
Really?
Because people can do their own thing. They're not gonna have hits all the time. Marvel
They
has a
had
lot
their
of
own thing.
shitty-
They did their own thing, and then they made Cars too, and then they made planes, and then they made planes. What's that? Fire and Rescue.
And they still have Inside Out, and they still have Inside Out. They have Coco. They have the Soul. They're okay.
Yeah, Bad Dinosaur. The Bad Dinosaur. Yeah.
Kids love this movie. Kids love it. It has some great video games. Great video
I mean,
games.
it mostly it's there to sell toys. That's all it is.
Okay. All right. I'm just trying to give you a little lesson here, because just because Pixar does greatness doesn't mean they're always prone to just shittiness. They can still do shit sometimes. Okay. Pixar is not perfect. All right.
Hey, that's the thing. It used to be considered one of the greatest studios, period. Not just animation studios, period. And then Cars came out. I mean, technically, yeah, they still are, but it's like now they have flaws, and this was the start of it. Okay, I
They're
can say
allowed to have flaws. Okay.
Well, yeah,
Say something
otherwise
nice
it's
about
gonna
movies.
they set such a standard. Anyway, sorry, don't want to get to a rant about Pixar, but
But I have a
I
heart
can say
attack now.
something nice on this because this is not the one I hate. Cars 2 is the one I hate.
I
But like,
Cars too.
see, if you had that on there, then we would have a conversation. But anyway,
I'll change my mind then.
No. You had this. So you stick with. You made your bed. So you're gonna lay in it. So
Okay.
the first Cars. I will say that the. What? Okay. Actually, I thought it was harder than I thought because I'm really trying to think what was really good in this movie.
The animation.
Yeah, the animation was good.
Underdog story, you know.
Underdog story. I mean, there were better underdog stories, but this did what it needed to do. I guess.
Paul Newman, Owen Wilson.
Yeah, Owen Wilson was cool.
This is
Wow.
Cars,
Yeah.
man.
Ciao,
Hey,
man.
bro,
Wow.
What are you doing?
Oh my god, man. But yeah, Mater, no, don't like
I love
Mater
Mater.
at all. There you go, no. There you go, no.
Oh man,
no.
that was like at the peak of Larry the Cable Guy's popularity.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, okay, actually, the very end race, they had a nice little lesson that that Lightning wasn't all about winning. He was doing the right thing at the end when that blue car got destroyed, and he
Oh, the
helped
king.
him. Yeah, he helped him finish the race. That was a nice moment. That's all you're gonna get from me. All right.
All right. Okay. All right. Watch. Okay. Cool.
Oh, you people, get away!
For
Let
me-
get away! Oh,
For
shit,
me, it'd be
anyway.
harder to find something bad about this movie. This movie's great. It's for the young ones. It's for everybody. It's a racing movie, underdog story, fun, comedy, action, great video game tie-ins. This is perfect. Perfect movie, great franchise. I don't know what everyone's problems about. I love the Cars movies, and I heard the Plane movie. Actually, the Plane movie I think has a hidden gem Wii U game, Rhea. That's like Pilot Wings. I actually have to get it for my Wii U. They said it's actually very good. It's like Pilot Wings.
I could be mistaken,
planes, to be
but
honest with you.
I could be mistaken, but I thought that was a Disney in-house production, not necessarily Pixar. I forget.
Yeah, I think it was Disney.
Planes was basically was supposed to be a direct-to-video film, but Disney decided to put it in theatrically, and then it became a hit. And then they have a sequel that came out. It was flopped.
How did Planes become a hit? Gosh darn it, man.
I mean,
It's
I haven't
Pixar,
heard.
Of course, it's gonna have a hit.
I haven't heard anything from these franchises in a minute. I would have thought that they got like a Disney Plus series or something.
Oh, they did.
Could just...
They do.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
I am
Yeah.
so out of the
Yeah,
loop.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Do y'all watch Monsters Go to Work? It was
That
there
was
like
a good
2
show.
seasons.
That was a good. I didn't know
Okay.
there's 2. I saw the first season. If there's 2, I didn't know. The second
Is there a second season? Because I couldn't get I couldn't stand the first one.
Really?
Oh, it was great. It was great.
No, I didn't. I did not like it. I mean, I don't know. It's been a while since I watched it, but it's just like I just felt like the continuity of that show was not consistent with the previous movies, and like there wasn't really like a conflict in that show. It was just random events happening. I just wanted a little bit more substance, But that's just me. It's not offensive. The kids can watch it fine if they like watch the Zig, but like I was just expecting a little bit more story with that,
Totally
Okay,
fair.
all right. I'll say
Next
this
card.
for me. Let's see. I'll say this for me. I like cars. I'm a car guy. I grew up watching Fast and Furious. I grew up playing Need for Speed. I mean, cars. It's what it is. I mean,
It's what it is.
I like cars. I like
I like cars also. I played Midnight Club on PlayStation 3,
Oh,
but
yeah.
this ain't it. This ain't it, bro. But sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. I love Midnight Club. I love Need for Speed, Fast and Furious. I mean, it's a racing movie. You know, I actually really do like. I don't know. Well, I don't think I discovered the dude that played Chick Hicks, the green card, no Kachiga. That was I didn't know that was Michael Keaton. He played that.
Oh yeah,
it is.
Yep.
I didn't actually know that. You know, he did the Kachiga. I was like, oh, wow.
I'm like, what the heck is this? And he got a mustache. Oh my god.
Look. Anybody who kind of over dissect. Look, I don't mind you dissect the movie, but I think you're just trying to overly dissect the world of cars. I mean, you're doing yourself. You're not doing yourself a favor.
Okay. I mean, you're right about that because the world building of Cars makes no sense. No sense.
I know. I don't think Cars
Like,
the movie
apparently,
that you can
World War
dissect.
II happened, and
Yeah.
maybe. I don't think I should say.
Because you
but,
have
yeah.
certain vehicles that are people, and then you have other vehicles that are animals. How do you differentiate what's animal and what's human?
That's a good point. That's like Disney level, or like Goofy and Pluto level of like make it make sense.
Right.
Yeah, like see,
They have
that's-
bathrooms in the second movie, but you had regular.
See, if you over dissect freaking Cars, you're not doing yourself a favor. Okay, it's one of those movies you just come in, you just watch it. You know, it's. I don't think it's
How
anything.
do these
else,
cars
but-
have eyes, tongue, and teeth? I'm sorry, that's going too far.
I know. It's just to me, I like Cars. I like the franchise. I even like Cars 2. Take that with what you will. Dio, something's bored of me.
Let's move on.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, Anthony. What you think?
I'm gonna keep it 100. I do not remember this franchise.
Come on.
I love how
I'm
like
being
this
honest,
is more.
I don't. It's just I haven't seen the movie in a long time. I just don't remember.
That's okay. If you haven't seen a movie
That's
in
a
a long
good
time,
thing.
that's
Is that
fine.
how you're saying is a good thing? I don't remember.
Not saying that the movie's bad or anything. It's
That's
just
a
I
good
haven't
thing
seen
you don't
it in a long
remember.
time.
I love how like this movie is more divisive than Joss Whedon's Justice League.
Yeah,
For some
yeah,
reason.
It is.
Anyway, next card.
Axel.
I like Cars. I think it's good.
Awesome.
Great.
Cool.
Okay.
Great.
Cool.
Okay.
So Rhea.
Oh, I thought I already mentioned. Oh, so I guess the story is good. Like the hotshot, main character, Lightning McQueen, comes to this, abandoned town full of, small town townies. I guess I don't know what to call them, but yeah, like, he's adjusting to them. They're trying to, trust him, I guess, or like, get to know him, and he falls in love with the charm of the town, and obviously falls in love, or like finds a love interest, and I forget the plot. Like, doesn't he save the day or something? I don't know.
Well,
I forget.
the plot
He
is
saves the
that
town
he's
or
like
something, right?
no,
Radiator
he pretty much he's like a hotshot racer who kind of gets stranded in this town, and he's like connecting with people. He kind of changed his point of view and stuff, and then after the race, at the end race, he kind of just not to be like pretty much a dick. It's just the moral story is don't be a dick.
Oh, okay. That's always a good story.
That's kind of a character arc.
Don't be
That's kind of a character arc.
I thought it was interesting that they kind of reflected a little bit of actual history around Route 66. It used to be booming as far as like people traveling in the 50s and 60s, but it just sort of gotten abandoned after infrastructure and more roads and stuff got developed. So there was less use for cars that are like for this road, and some cars got abandoned there, I guess. So yeah, I kind of get it. Like, so a lot of towns became booming back in the day, but then abandoned as more industries started popping up elsewhere. So I thought that was interesting.
Bianca, she's finally in the chat. What's up, Bianca?
Yes.
What's going on, Bianca?
Welcome, welcome.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So one more movie on this. So this is particularly three. We did three. So one more movie. All right. This is another doozy, DL.
All right, give me your worst. Give me
it your worst. Now, to put this into perspective, I love this movie. I own this movie on Blu-ray. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Oh my god, no.
I haven't seen this one, so I can't comment.
The song is
Okay.
amazing. I'll go first. The song is amazing.
The song is amazing.
Yes.
So, take it away, DL.
I'm sorry I had to make him bigger for this. You broke him.
Damn, you broke him. Jesus.
This is the one movie I prayed that you would never put on here. This is the one movie that...
Look at the poster. He's happy.
I was not happy watching that at all. I was mortified.
It's so bad. Holy
The
crap.
hero will rise.
So, is there anything, at the very least, one thing you will say nice about Sausage Party?
It ended.
Okay, that's a cheap one.
That it's less than 2 hours.
Are you going to watch a sequel?
No.
I will.
Steph Rogen.
It's a TV show now. It's a TV show on Amazon.
Now. Oh,
Amazon,
great!
yeah.
More of this shit.
Where's the TV show at?
It's gonna be on Amazon next year.
Amazon, he's producing it next year. Although James Franco's not coming back.
If I get to 500 subscribers, I'll review this. But no.
Ooh, what's that? Hold on. Let's see how many subscribers you got there, my boy.
I don't know
What's going
if
on?
that's do we hold you to that? I don't know.
Yes, we will.
I know it's not
I
going to
will.
happen anytime soon, so I'm like, that's why unrealistic. Oh, maybe I'll push it to 1,000. I don't know. That is not.
Oh no! Don't cheat on this one. No, 500.
Yeah, sure. If you give it a 500, I will review this movie and I will watch
Okay.
the show. I will watch the show. But
So do you have anything else nice?
It's a party for sausages.
Oh my god!
you guys don't understand my experience sitting down and watching this. I was mortified with what I was watching. I barely can think of anything good about this. It's gonna take me a second. So if you want to get back,
I almost want to watch the trailer now.
If you want to take your time, I'll go first. Okay?
yes, please, because I'm getting hot flashes again. Oh God, that orgy. God.
I'll help you out. He's wearing gloves.
That didn't help with nothing with what they did in this movie. But anyway.
He's happy. Look, he's a happy
Look, here's
sausage.
the thing. I personally think that the concept of this movie, was basically like a riff on Pixar. You know what is like things come to life and stuff, and I think they kind of just made it like a riff on that concept. You know how Pixar does. You know, what if toys aren't around? More like Toy Story in a way, where like food kind of comes to life. I know like the way they did it's like very out there with the whole like you have to be on drugs to see the food coming to life and shit, which I thought that was kind of funny. The fucking who was the one fucking dude that played the burrito and shit that he was funny. The falafel dude, and the dude that played the freaking bagel, who was voiced by Edward Norton, he was funny as well. And I think what else? The fucking what was it? Craig Robinson. He plays Mr. Grits.
No.
He plays Mr. Grits. He's always talking about the crackers.
Oh my
The shit
God.
with the crack.
Oh my god, I forgot about
That's
that.
pretty cringe. Not gonna
I
lie.
know it sounds cringe, but I don't know. It's just I just can't. The fucking final scene, it had me in tears.
That final scene. Oh my!
I don't even
One of-
remember. I don't
One
even
of
remember.
the worst scenes I have in cinematic history is that that last scene in this movie.
Because
hated
I can pretty much see this movie as basically like a whole riff on animated films in general. You know how they do like the pop culture references, the dance parties. The blast scene was basically a riff on the dance party ending stuff. It just made it more, it's more basically a riff on that. I kind of see it in more of a different light, to be honest with you. I know people were like, shitting on the fact, it's very raunchy. I mean, I'm all for raunchy humor. I watch The Boys, for Christ's sake. I watch Family Guy. I watch Family Guy.
Okay, but don't get me wrong. Like, I like me some raunchy stuff too. I like them subverting expectations on them trying to make fun of like the Disney formula and appealing to kids. Like, I'm okay with this being adult and being raunchy and stuff like that. But this movie is so overindulgent with the raunchiness.
bit over the
It
top
doesn't serve
sometimes.
the story. They're just doing this to be shocking. They're cursing every other sentence because it's shocking, not because it serves the story, because they just want to be shocking to the audience. And they're being unnecessarily raunchy and disgusting in this film. I couldn't get over it. It was too much. It was too much.
I also like Nick Kroll as the douche.
Don't get me started on that douche. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. I can't even talk about what he does in this movie because I don't want to get max demonetized.
No, don't get demonetized. But I kind of want to do a watch party on this movie again.
No.
You can't do it on YouTube. You can't
No,
do
not
it.
on YouTube. No, not like kind of like what Max does, like do another streamer link. Like I don't know. I see it in a different light. Be honest with you, I think it's more. If you take away, I forgot what the message.
Funny.
Yeah, I mean it's
The thing,
funny. I think it has.
barely funny to me. It was barely funny to me. I don't know. It would be
Yeah.
one thing if I was laughing. I barely was.
Well, you
laughing.
definitely seen the sequel, right?
I'm definitely watching the show. I'm definitely watching it.
Like I said, you get my subscribers up, I will consider it.
Okay. All right. Let's start with Max. Have you seen this movie?
I don't remember. I'm up for funny comedy. I kind of like that they were poking fun at the Toy Story type stuff. I don't remember much about it, but he looks happy in the poster.
Yeah. Well, I will say this though. At the time when this movie came out, this is how much I like this movie. I had a shirt of this fucking movie.
You got a freaking shirt of this movie?
Yes, I was 16 at the time, so
Hey,
I
at
have
least you
the
got it
shirt.
for free.
Yes, I have the shirt of this exact poster, and I wore it to school.
Why did you wear it to school?
I had a jacket covering it, so they won't know.
I forgot the movie came out in 2016, I believe.
My lord, yeah.
I don't know. I'm a different kind. I'm a different kid, so I was a different kid back then.
You sure are. You sure are.
Rocking the sausage party.
I don't know if I still have. I don't know if I still have or not. I kind of wish I did. All right, Anthony, have you seen this movie? What'd you think of it? Think of something nice to say.
The song was good.
Oh, okay. You did mention the song. Okay.
And the ending as well. I forgot a little bit. But
How do y'all like that ending?
But I'm gonna rewatch it once the sequel come out on Amazon.
I actually think the ending was pretty good. Like
what?
The ending is not bad as other endings.
it's absurd. It's over the top. It's like what the
Disturbing. It is disturbing.
Yes, it's disturbing, but I mean,
Dude.
hey,
Dude, I've seen disturbing things in TV shows and movies and whatever this movie did. Bro, the boys have a shit ton of that shit. Like, come on. I watched The
still haven't
Boys.
watched The Boys, so like I don't know.
Trust me, bro. My mom, like, every time she watches me like watch an episode, she comes in my room and say, "What the fuck are you watching?" I'm like, "I'm watching The Boys." She's like, she don't want to watch anything to do with that show. I'm like, well, that's your prerogative.
Oh boy.
Yeah. All right, Axel, what you think? You can think of one thing to say about this masterpiece.
I mean, it's got an interesting idea with food being alive, but I don't even know what to say. It's just,
You want to watch food being alive? Watch VeggieTales.
yeah, I'd actually prefer
You
that.
can say it's R-rated VeggieTales.
Yeah, pretty.
VeggieTales
Oh my
is
God.
like religious agendas type stuff.
Yeah, what's
isn't it?
wrong with being a religious?
Nothing. Comparing those two things is funny.
Would you rather watch VeggieTales or Sausage Party?
I'd rather watch Sausage
VeggieTales,
Party.
VeggieTales.
No, I don't want to watch VeggieTales.
I'll watch the
Alright.
annoying orange before I watch this again.
Oh no, no.
Oh, I
No.
actually liked The Annoying Orange in his Cartoon Network series for a bit.
Oh, I forgot it had a Cartoon Network series.
Yeah.
Remember when Fred had a Nickelodeon series?
Oh no! Don't
Oh,
remind me of
that
that.
too. Oh my lord.
That movie. I used to like that movie, but when I go back and watch it, it's like that. Oh, that motherfucker screaming all that shit. Like, I don't know why did I like this shit again.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
ear grating.
Yeah. Well, Rhea, I know you have not seen this movie, but I guess would you watch this movie anytime soon? I don't think you would be comfortable watching this.
Yeah, probably not, to be honest.
Wise decision.
Yeah, I mean, I say, look, like I said, this movie is not for everybody. I like raunchy stuff sometimes, so this is in my wheelhouse. And every time, I just love when I mention something nice about it. DL is just like,
I just get more and more disappointed in you. I swear, if I ever review this movie, it will be the most epic rant you will ever see from me. I will guarantee you that.
Can I join? If it's a stream, could I join?
I'll think about it.
You know what? I can do a review of Sausage Party. I can do it on my channel. You know, you're all welcome to join too. So.
Oh boy.
I do want to kind of like respond to Strange Marvel series. I mean, yeah, like I get that you are, Gen X and you have your own values and stuff that are probably pretty important to you. But yeah, I would argue that this is probably tame as far as like the content that a lot of younger folks enjoy. Yeah, there's just too much access to the dark web and other stuff that young people venture into. And yeah, although parents like should make efforts to control the spicier content while they're younger. There's only so much you can do if they have their own like iPhone or iPad or computer to go and look at this stuff, especially if they're knowledgeable of VPNs and stuff. Yeah, there's only so much you can do.
When it comes to me, I've always grew up as like the good kid because I know for a fact that I don't really like. I watch a lot of like PG-13 action movies and stuff like that, or some R stuff. But I never like
What about John Wick?
Or no, like when I was like 5 years old. I'm talking about 5 years old and stuff. Like I grew up watching like PG-13 stuff and R-rated stuff. And hell, I even watched The Hangover when I was 9, and I didn't really think too much about it.
Great franchise.
Hangover
is a great franchise.
Yeah.
Shouldn't get hungover when you're 9.
I grew up watching Bad Boys and stuff, and I'm like, I said, like, I don't cuss. I was a good kid back in the day because I was like, my mom raised me well. She lets me watch all these other like R stuff, PG-13 stuff, or like violent movies and all that stuff. Like, I mean, when I grew older, I watched a lot more crazier stuff like Sausage Party and fucking The Boys and all that craziness. It's just it's just depending on how you're being raised. You know, I was raised pretty well. You know, she knows for a fact that I don't cuss in front of people when I was a little kid and crap like that.
Yeah, I just wanted to check in again with folks. We're at the 2 hour and 40-minute mark. And Axel sharing some memes. Nice memes there. Axel.
That's DL when he saw
What
Sausage
the
Party.
hell?
That is that's when I watched Sausage Party. Yes, that is exactly.
No, he's gonna watch Sausage Party after the stream.
Here's
Oh, God.
I won't. Absolutely will
Here's
not.
Blue Jay after watching Sausage
Y'all need to
Party.
go to sleep after this stream.
That's true.
We're probably
Oh,
winding
God.
down, right?
Yes, we are. But yeah,
Ray's getting a little sleepy.
Yes, yeah, I'm sleepy even though I'm like 3 hours ahead of most of y'all. And yeah, I just wanted to thank y'all for coming through for DL's stream, appreciation stream. DL, we appreciate you so much, and you're a valuable member of the community. We love having you on these panels, hearing your thoughts, your hot takes. Yeah, you are just like a valuable person here, and yeah, I just wanted to say that. Any other closing thoughts from everyone else on the panel?
Well, I'll say this, DL, you're a good dude. You're a great guy, you know. You're always fun to hang out on streams. Always fun to talk to you. I like talking about movies with you, and I can't wait to be on your streams. And you always want to come on my streams all the time. You know, hey, we can always watch Sausage Party together.
Oh, Lord.
I'm just messing with you.
It'll be an
you're-
interesting commentary.
Yeah. But all in all, yeah, you're a good dude, and then happy appreciation stream, bro. And just look forward to collab with you more.
Yeah, we need more DL. That's what I've come to realize. We need more DL. Maybe we could try to bring the Macho Madness back once a month or something, or try. We'll see if you want. No
We'll
pressure.
see. I'm still
no
a
pressure.
part-timer. I'm still a part-timer.
pressure.
So I'm not sure
Yeah.
right now, but we'll
Pay me,
see.
Max.
I do have one question too. I know I'm not trying to extend it, but did you watch Star Wars Celebration? What was your favorite thing? Announcements.
Pretty much the announcements of the three movies.
Movies.
Yeah. If they stick with these directors, I'll say. If they stick with it and they don't be like, oh, actually, we're not gonna do it no more.
I mean, James Mangold did Indiana Jones, so it kind of makes sense why he's doing the Star Wars movie. And Lucasfilm is happy with Indiana Jones, Dial of Destiny. So, from sound of it, that movie sounds great. What James Mangold's doing with it. So
But yeah, I'm excited for
and
that.
he's writing he's doing the Swamp Thing movie with Warner Brothers with James Gunn. So
Well, he's in talks with that. Like he says he wants.
no, he confirmed. No, James Gunn confirmed it on yesterday on Twitter that he's doing it, and stuff like that. So, but he says he's writing both the Swamp Thing movie and Star Wars movie at the same time. So
I'm most excited
but he doesn't know which one is coming out first.
Thrawn and Ahsoka, because we know for sure we're getting it soon. Like they said this other stuff, but I'm like, okay, I really want to see that, but we're gonna get it.
Sometimes.
Damn, Bianca, that's messed up.
He's great all the time, like, because although he has his very strong opinions on film, he's at the end of the day very respectful. He keeps it on point as far as like the topic at hand. All criticism is directed at the film, not on the individual. And yeah, that's what I appreciate him the most about, is like his decorum and etiquette on panels, and like the order that he sustains in the way that he talks about content. So yeah, big props to him. But yeah, I guess we can go ahead and wrap it up here. I know everyone's getting sleepies. Axel, I know it's the morning for you, so maybe not.
Well, it's actually 2:18 p.m. So.
Yeah.
Afternoon.
Yeah, after we're done live, I'll watch your thing with you, Axel. But everyone else needs to get some rest.
Yeah, thank you.
Go to Australia.
But yeah, I'll go ahead and end this stream. And Max, do you have a closing animation or film or sorry clip? Okay. All right.
It's called Good Night.
Good night, everybody. Have a good night.
Yay, DL!
Yay!
Yeah, Sausage Party is amazing.